Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are on this fine Wednesday. I hope you're all doing great. Thank you so much for joining today's stream. We are continuing on with our 7,000 plus resets in Hard Gold, SoulSilver, in our shiny only Nuzlocke. Hopefully, we do see the starter today. We're not even past the starter selection yet, but today could be the day. We've got to be confident about it. Chat, how are we doing? Never Melt Ice. Hope you are well. Decidueye the Unrivaled, Joe, Lumpy, Petro, 2A Win, and Matt and Javier. How are we all doing today? And everyone else that's joined the stream this morning, thank you so much for hopping in and joining us today, as always. Phoenix, how are you doing, mate? I hope you are having a fantastic day yourself. Come on, let's get the shiny today. We gotta get it today. It has to come at some point, doesn't it? So hopefully today is the day that we do see one of these starters shine. It would be amazing. It is shiny week, of course. So a lot of people have been getting those shinies. So hopefully today is the day that we do see one of these shinies, one of these starters shine. Hopefully it is. Hopefully it is. Let's try and get to 5,000 resets today. I think that would be a good plan. Just try and wangle this so it's a little bit better for me to do the resets. Young lady, how are we doing? Good morning to you, my friend. Hopping straight in with the resets. Let's get this underway so we can fly through these. I think that is that like doubled our reset, just a number. Wait there, let me have a look at this. I think we skipped one, so we'll have to do one without clicking the counter. Hints, how are you today, mate? I hope you are well. Reaching triple odds today is wild. I know, mate, it's crazy. Like I feel like it has to happen at some point. We have to keep going though with it, and hopefully, like you said, today is the day. Gotta give it to you, Lee. Don't think I could still hop on to do this and be pleasant. You guys keep me going, so I have to give all of you so much thanks and huge credit to this hunt. You guys are a big part of it, so that is one of the main reasons why the hunt continues and we persist on with it, because it'll be so good when we do eventually get the shiny starter. I hope I've not been using all my shiny luck though, because I've been saying for a while I'm working on a video in the background, but it's just taken a long time to do because it's the legendaries, hunting for the legendaries. But I did manage to get Virizion and Articuno yesterday when I was just doing a few resets on the side when I was working on a few things. So 2 shinies in one day. I like I say, I hope I haven't used all my shiny luck up. Hopefully not. Like, hopefully it's just shiny week, like we said at the top of the week on Monday, and it continues this week on, and we do see something shine today. Wish this arm would just stay where I ask it to stay. There, that's better, that's better, that's better, that's better, that's better. James, good morning to you. I hope all is well with you, my friend. Great to see you as always, and I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Border, today is the day. I hope so, my friend. Where am I from, Riz? I am from, well, I live in England. I am from the northeast of England. So I am from just past Newcastle, little county called Northumberland, and then a little town in Northumberland called Alnwick is where I grew up. So, said it before, home of Harry Potter, supposedly. The first 2 films were filmed there, but that's about as close to a home as you're gonna get for it. But yeah. It's a really nice little place, northeast of England. Beautiful part of the world. Olio, how are you doing? Good day to you, my friend, and hope you are having a fantastic Wednesday. Thanks so much, as always, for hopping in and joining. Right, that's the one that I'm not counting because I think we double-clicked earlier. So, Tobias, how are you doing? Just watched a multiple Ogopon video and wanted to do the same, but I can't get the DLC on my second profile because it's not connected to a Nintendo account. Do you have a fix? So when you're setting up your second profile, you're not connecting that to an account, right? That is sometimes the issue. So when you create a new profile, you don't connect it to a Nintendo account. You just create it on the console itself, and it should work fine from there. So that can be something that does go wrong, but let me know if that's how you've set it up or not. But that's a pretty important bit to do at the start. But it should work seamlessly if you get that initial profile set up correctly. James, I'm still feeling sick and in a sleepy fog. I knocked off a beverage from my nightstand onto my 3DS system. No, No, that sounds horrible, James. Charging below. Thankfully, it has a lid on it, so I don't seem to issue with it yet. Hopefully, it's all right, mate. And I hope you have a speedy recovery, mate. And sorry to hear that you're still feeling not 100%. Hopefully, be back up on your feet by the end of the week, though. But as always, thank you so much for dropping in, keeping us company in this hunt today. Just worried that they won't charge or something. Hopefully, it's fine, mate. Hopefully, once it like dries out. Lumpy Hogwarts Castle. If anyone's ever in Alnwick, it's well worth a visit to Alnwick Castle. It's a good day out. It's a good day out, especially in the summer, because they have all the they hire in actors and stuff, so you can see Dumbledore, you can see Hagrid, and I'm pretty sure they even have a Harry actor as well. So they wander around the castle. Great for the kids though, and you hardcore Harry Potter fans, of course. And you can do like the scene in the first movie where they do the broomstick training for flying on broomsticks. You can do that in the exact scene where they did it, which is pretty cool. I like the idea of that, so that was always pretty cool. I worked at the restaurant. You'd always like walk to get like stocks and stuff from the stores, and you'd see loads of people doing it, and it wasn't just kids, it was like all ages, so always looked a lot of fun. But yeah, they make a big thing of it in the summer. Just gotta have that weather going to be a bit better, because it's notoriously known for rainy and windy weather, but the castle walls kind of protect you against the wind a lot. Riley, good morning, mate. I hope you are well. We're back for the final part of the starter hunt. It's shiny week and it's happening today. I hope you are right, mate, and I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday yourself. Great to see you as always, and I do believe today is going to be the day. We've got to get it today. We have to. Big Harry Potter fan here, Riz. Nice. Who isn't? Not many. I'd say a majority of people love Harry Potter. So it's yeah, it was very cool. I've said it before, like a lot of they did the film, and a lot of people that I was at school with were like extras in the film. Sadly, not myself. Fortunately, I did not have that Harry Potter look that they were looking for. Whatever the look was, I was just not the right look. Zapdosar, how are you doing? Not late, mate. Just in time. We've just kicked off today. I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday yourself and are doing good. Frederick, how are we doing, mate? Good to see you. I hope you're also having a good week on this hump day that is Wednesday. Just went to Manchester this weekend and watched Manchester United versus Liverpool. Insane game from Denmark, by the way. Frederick, I am jealous, mate. What a game to go to. Mate, I hope you had an absolutely fantastic time. It was a very exciting cup tie. It was like a classic FA Cup quarterfinal match. I think that's one of the things that annoyed me with Newcastle. You looked at all of those other quarterfinal cup matches and every team went for it, like just gung-ho. And we just went out with a whimper. But I'm stoked for you, mate. That is very, very exciting. And I can imagine the atmosphere at the end was just absolutely incredible when Rashford got that last minute winner. That was like nuts, because I was convinced it was going to go to penalties after you equalized in extra time. I was like, it's penalty shootout, which I was kind of hoping for, because penalty shootout when you're in neutral is always exciting, but when you've got that investment, you never want it to go to penalties. It's always a coin flip, right? So nice for Man United to get a little bit of momentum. I was a bit sad for Klopp, because you know, if it is his last season, it'd be nice to see him do well, but so many good teams can't win everything. Sure, they'll win Europe and maybe the Prem, you never know. But it's going to be hard to overthrow Pep squad, Pep City, isn't it? Mighty, I'm hunting for Shiny Ho-Oh and Brilliant Diamond. I just want to do it in the Dynamax Adventures, but I found it even more tedious. 100 plus resets and no golden chicken. Mighty, good luck with that hunt, my friend. I hope you see the cockerel shine today. And yeah, I know what you mean about the Dynamax Adventures. Did you get many shinies along the way, or were you just not really getting the luck? Just Danny, good evening from Australia. Danny, good evening to you. Hope you're doing well and having a great Wednesday. Nearly ticking over for Thursday to you. 11 p.m. here. Yeah, so an hour left of Wednesday. I hope you've had a great Wednesday, and I hope we can get that shiny before it ticks over to Thursday for you. For now, can't believe the starter hasn't shined yet. I know, mate. I know. Riz, other sites people visit, they're related to Harry Potter. Just the castle, mate. So majority of the filming was all done in the castle and around the castle. So you can see all the spots in and around the castle if you go to the castle. There's obviously loads of other things to do in the castle as well. It's got a nice restaurant. Here's me being like a sales rep for Cannnot Castle. I did used to work there, so I guess I can give you a sales rep. And the tour of the castle is really good. You can go back and you can see all the history of the castle. There's some really interesting history about when one of the early dukes, hundreds of years ago, there's a famous story about when the Scots came to try and siege the castle when the Duke's men were down south, and there was no infantry at the castle. So they made these stone soldiers and put them atop the wall to scare off the Scots, to make it look like the castle was fortified when they arrived, and it did the job. So there's all sorts of stuff like that, and then you can go into the actual castle itself, because the Duke and the Duchess still live there. They obviously live between places as well, so they're not always there. But you can tell if the Duke and Duchess are in the castle, the flag will be flying. So they always fly the flag, the Northumbrian flag, when they're in. And when they're not there, you can go and have a look around the staterooms and stuff like that. It's pretty impressive. It's very cool to see if you're into that sort of thing. Nilo, how are you doing, mate? I'm doing good. Great to see you. I'm a bit late for the starter stream, but had to take a ride with my bike. With this weather, no sparkles, mate. It won't be there today. Hope it helps. Ah, mate, I hope it's here today. Hope the weather clears up for you as well. Great to see you as always, my friend. And how's your playthrough going since you got that sparkly little Cyndaquil on Monday? Very excited still for you, mate, that you got that. Bombaclat, how are we doing today? I hope you're well and having a great Monday. Thanks for joining the stream. Tobias, how are we? Have a look into it. Tobias, just let us know if you're having any issues with it. Charlie B in the house. How are we doing, Charlie, today? I hope you're well and having a fantastic Wednesday. And as always, mate, thank you so much for hopping in and joining us through this arduous task of getting these shiny starters. I'm sure they will sparkle today. Sparking red, bro. I hunted for shiny Gligar in Pokemon Black 2 and it appeared on what? Nice, that's amazing. I need to know the rest of it on the third encounter. Oh wow, that's amazing. Great to hear, mate. Congrats. Gligar is such a great shiny as well. One of my favorites. It was one of my always one I remember getting the shiny alpha Gliscor in Pokemon Legends Arceus. One of my favorite, just random encounter shinies that I ever got on that game. Definitely a treasured one from my first playthrough of those. So I do have a special place, but very nice shiny to pick up, mate. I hope the shiny luck continues with the rest of your playthrough. Hyrule Castle theme, very nice. I do like that track. Decidueye, you're a wizard. You're a wizard, Lee. Well, I live down in Hagrid country now, because Hagrid has that Somerset accent, doesn't he? So I almost migrated to follow in the footsteps of old Hagrid himself. But sadly, we don't have anything Harry Potter related down this part of the world. Just Stonehenge down the road from us here. So I've still never been to Stonehenge. Literally is like 40 minutes away from where I live in the car, and I've never been. I've drove past it a bunch of times, so I've seen it from the road. So I feel like I kind of have been through and past there, just never actually up to Stonehenge, which is a crazy place. Lisa, how are we doing this morning? Hope you are well and having a great day. Lander is pulling another Uxie move again. 2,873 resets and nothing. Today's the day though. Lisa, I am confident. When you get back to it, it is shiny week, so it's going to shine for you today. I love shiny Landorus as well, so I hope you do see it sparkle. I had some good luck yesterday on my legendary quest that I'm doing at the moment for the channel. And got Virizion, and then I got Articuno as well. So I'm like, oh, we're getting closer. I've got many to go now, to be honest. I'm gonna do everything on Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon that I can, and then have to migrate over to the Dynamax adventure raids for Solgaleo, Lunala, and Necrozma, and then it'll all be complete, which is gonna be pretty exciting. Terrakion's still the longest one that I had to do, but it's out the way now, so that's good. But that's kind of 3 I've got this week. Like I was saying at the start of the stream, I hope I've not used all my shiny luck on doing that content for the channel, whereas here it's just like, I don't know. But I tell you one thing, I fully believe in Shiny Week this week, because I feel like I want to mark it in the calendar for next week after Riley brought it up at the start of the week. Was Chem. I don't know if any of you watch Chem Nation. Chem Nation, I love the guy. I think he's very consistent, does some great shiny hunts, and I find him very entertaining, and try and tune in as much as I can. It's very difficult because I normally have a bunch of stuff going on at the time when he streams, so I can't actually always follow along, but I do like to lurk. But he's been doing the shiny Deoxys in Pokemon Fire Red recently, and he got it yesterday. So I was like, it's a sign that Shiny Week is a real thing. And then all you guys are getting all these shinies this week. I'm like, it's got to happen. I gotta have the confidence there. So but seeing the shiny Deoxys pop up, I think it was like 9,494, something like that. I think he got it. I watched it yesterday, so I was like, yeah, it was very good. Chloe, good morning to you. I hope you are having a fantastic Wednesday, and thanks as always. Great to see you for joining the stream. Garlic Garchomp, shiny starter hunt. We are deep into the shiny starter hunt. So to start this playthrough, I want to start today. We got to jump into this game today. We've spent enough time, paid enough rent to Professor Elm, so we got to get our hides out of here. Only had 3 encounter for shiny Gligar. That's amazing. That's what we like to see. Right, let me catch up with chat, because I'm way behind. Rich, good morning. How are you doing, mate? I hope you're well and having a great Wednesday. Matt, how are you? Scuddy, how are you doing, mate? I hope you're well. Just want to stop by and say good luck. Thank you so much. We will see the shiny today. I actually have 27 months left for Scarlet Living Dex. Give you some of my shiny luck. I appreciate it, mate, and good luck with those remaining 27. You're getting ever closer to that one. That's brilliant. Frederick was Ahmed, but Rashi with the late equalizer. Huge result, of course. Marcus, good morning to you, mate. Great to see you as always. David, how are you doing, mate? I haven't said good morning. And to you, Kylie, how are you doing? No YouTube notification again. I'm gonna have to have words with Mr. and Mrs. YouTube for these notifications. They're so hit or miss at the minute, and I put this out in good time. I feel I did my run this morning, came in, I was like, okay, let's schedule things, let's change the title up a little bit, because it's been titled as, what is it, Pokemon, it was Pokemon Heart Gold Hardcore Nuzlocke Shinies, and it had the Heart Gold logo in the thumbnail, and I was like, okay, this is not working, let's change this up just for today. So I changed the thumbnail slightly and put the SoulSilver logo in there, and I thought, well, that might give us a little bit of luck. And I'll change the title as well to the SoulSilver one and see if that helps. We'll see if it works out today, but I don't know. Never melt ice, King of Galar. that would be pretty nice, King of Galar. We have a castle in my town as well, and it's the same. You can go and explore the garden and inside parts of it as if the royal family isn't staying there. That's pretty cool. That is very cool. I do like all those sort of things. It's weird because I loved history at school. It was one of my favorite subjects, and I dived into it super hard. I think it helped because I had really good history teachers, and they were they just immersed you in the stuff that you were doing. But later on, when I was studying later, going for A-level history, and I had the most boring teacher. Nothing against the guy, but he's just, compared to my previous teachers, was just not as fun and didn't make it as, I guess, interesting. So I was just not into it, and it was all about the royal family, and they never studied them up to that point, which is kind of weird because you normally study it really early on, but my syllabus skipped over that. So I found it so boring, and I was just not into it at all, which is weird because I do like going to see castles and stuff like that. I really like the history of it, but learning about it was not my jam. We preferred way more other interesting things. Muffin, how are you doing this morning, mate? Great to see you. We had a good day yesterday. We're going to get this thing today. We are, mate. We are going to get it today for sure. I didn't start the playthrough yet. Waiting for my DS to get fixed so I can hunt the other starters. Nelia, I hope you manage to get that sorted soon. What is the issue with it? Lapdas, I haven't got the shiny Poliwag in Kitakami. I'll try again later. Just going to continue Pokemon Ultra Sun for tonight. I hope you manage to get some luck with the Poliwag when you go back to it, but also have fun in Ultra Sun as well. Marcus, my friend caught a legit Munchlax and Diamond, but it is struggling to catch Mesprit. Oh man, I hope the Mesprit hunt is works out a lot better going forward. It can be a pain. The Romas are a super pain to get sometimes in those games, but I hope you have a bit better luck when you come around to it the next time you go for the hunt. And Ashley, good evening to you, mate. Great to see you as always. I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday, and thanks as always for joining the stream today. Josh, how are you doing as well? Same to you, my friend. Great to see you as always. Sparking Red, I didn't evolve my shiny Gligar to Gliscor as it was my first shiny. I don't blame you. I think for stuff like that, it's kind of like, yeah, you kind of want to just preserve it how it was, especially because it's your first one as well. That makes it kind of extra special. Just hit reset 801 for this Dialga hunt. Still no shiny Charles. I have a good feeling. I think you're going to get it today, mate. I'm sending you some shiny luck. Not that I have any shiny luck based on this particular hunt, but I hope, yeah, I hope with the trickle of shiny luck that I might have, I send it your way and you do have a bit of success today. Keep us up to date with how it's going, mate. And I hope you manage to snag it. Ashley, thank you to the person who gave me the membership. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Ashley, for always coming by the streams as well, mate. I've got to give a big thank you for that. And yeah, of course, all of our gifted memberships that we've had this week, from Zachary, from Matt, from Charles, just been absolutely incredible. So you guys, I cannot say thank you enough for all of the support that we've had throughout all the streams, and especially this week as well, of how the final 3 in Ultra Moon are just giving me a fight. Lando and Uxie are now 1 and 2 for the worst hunts. It's crazy, isn't it, that it's getting to, like, you would think like it would have been way earlier on, but I guess if you had it anyway, right, you would have it this way. So it's the last few. You know it's going to come at some point. It's just a matter of time, Lisa. But yeah, funny how it works out like that. And we're having the complete opposite with this playthrough. It's like, well, I say that, you know, the hunts throughout the playthrough might be even worse than this. I'm hoping they're not going to be. I'm hoping they're not. Matt said, I would love to join you doing Dynamax Adventures if you can do that during the weekends when I'm off school. We will be going back to the Dynamax Adventure hunts for sure. So what the priority is at the moment is the Arceus and the Deoxys hunt. So I'm going to concentrate on getting those done. And then as soon as we get, say if we got the Arceus done, then we'll hop on to do Dynamax Adventures with the Deoxys hunt. And then once we've done the Deoxys, we'll hump just predominantly over onto Dynamax Adventures, and then we might try and tag the Reggie Steel hunt that we've got going on, because I need to free up that Ultra Moon cartridge to help me with the remaining legendaries that I need to do for this bit of video. So I'd like to get that one done soon as well. Lumpy, have I said good morning to Lumpy? I don't know if I have, mate. I don't know if I have, but I hope you are doing good. And good morning if I haven't already. The reason why I stopped drawing for a long time was because I felt I wasn't improving on my skills, and the Art Institute only assigned me homework. I guess I'm now in a better emotional state to continue. That's great to hear, mate. And always I hear like tips from like professional artists and stuff like that, and they're like, just draw an hour a day if you can, and you will get better and better and better. And it's just about putting that time in, you know. It's like everything, the more time, more practice you put into something, the better you will naturally get at it, you know. Might feel like it's taken a long time to kind of get the progression that you want at times, but got to just stick with it. Consistency is key to everything, success, you know. I've decided that I'm not going to try and complete the national decks. No mythicals in Gen 3 without hacks. Very difficult to do. Coptiloop, I agree with you. Yeah, getting the events. I mean, you have to inject them, really. That's like the only way to do it. For the mythicals, it's crazy. Crazy that they're still like, really, like they're locked behind to history until they boot them over to the Switch or whatever, you know. Hopefully we see that happen sometime. Then you can continue it maybe on the Switch or the Switch 2. Joshua, pretty good, thanks. Still hunting for that pink Sneasel. Hopefully you see it shine today or at some point this week, mate. Good luck with it when you get back around to doing it. Currently hunting personality marked big online in Scarlet and Violet. Nice, David. Good luck with that. Great shiny to go after as well. That's really nice. I love big on Salamence shinies. Get that Salamence shiny ready. You should get an extra one so you've got one ready to trade over to ZA when we get access to home through that game. Get yourself that Mega Salamence when it's available again. Somehow it doesn't work to set my account up to access the DLCs. Tobias, I'm gonna have to get my Switch profile up to see, because it's definitely the key is when you're setting up the profile is definitely, I think you go over it in the video as well, how you set it up from that main starting point. Be honest, shiny hunting for the tandem mouse that'll evolve into a family of 3 is not something I'm looking forward to. Spent way too much time hunting Gothita, hoping for a new outbreak event soon. Be nice. Could you imagine if we got a tandem mouse outbreak event? That would be brilliant, wouldn't it? I'm surprised we haven't had anything announced this week. I was pretty sure, because with the 5-star Terror Raid event, the Paradox Pokemon, it's not the most exciting. I just felt like, oh, you could have a mass outbreak event alongside it, because we haven't had one in a while. So yeah, maybe there's still time for them to announce something. Tried it with 3 accounts already. Right, give me a second. Let me grab my Switch. So when you boot into it, come down to settings, system settings. No, we don't. We want to go to, how do we do it again? I think it's profiles, isn't it? So it's in system settings, user, add user, create new user, and then I'll just create a new user. I'll just make one quickly here. So let's create user. Let's go Osirus 3. Sorry, chat, disrupting the hunt. So Osirus 3 be added to your console. And then it comes up, you can link Nintendo account to your user. You say later at that stage. So don't link it. That's the thing. Because if you link it at that stage, yeah, so the only thing I can think is that you're linking that account every time, or it's automatically doing it. So if you're linking it, you're not going to be able to access them doing it that way. So you have to not link it and just say later to that step. So see if that works. You did as soon as we started. I'm sorry, mate. My mind this morning, as you know, sometimes it's all over the shop. But hey, who else gets 2 welcomes in one stream? You deserve it, mate. I hope you're having a great day though, mate. And as always, thank you as always for joining. The sun fell pretty hard on his head, so I dropped everything to pick him up. I literally dropped everything, so my DS hit the ground pretty hard. Oh man, I hope your son's all right, Nilo. I don't blame you, mate. Like, everything in that situation would be. Doesn't matter what you got is going on the floor. Yeah, I hope your son's all right though, mate. That is a scary thing to happen. William, how are you doing? Good to see you today, mate. I hope you're well. Today has to be the day. I got my shiny type null yesterday. Oh, amazing, William. It's shiny week. Congrats on the shiny type null. That's awesome to hear, mate. So spam this fish to grant Lee's wish. Always coming in with that. I do love it every time. I think it's going to work today. Spam the fish to grant Lee's wish. Such a good chant. That's why I'm confused. That's why it's really confusing me, Tobias. Really is. Riley, I wonder if they'll start having more 7-star raids with Herba, or if the Cannnot starters were an exception for Pokemon Day. Interesting to see the next steps with keeping Scarlet and Violet relevant to the public. I agree with you, mate. I hope that it's not just a little fad that they did for Pokemon Day. I hope that they keep the Herba drops going with the 7 stars, because I feel like it would just give that extra bit of an incentive for people to go in and do the raids, because, or just add other just add other items to them as well. You know, you could do one for like ability patches one week, do one for, you know, that If they did it for Apricorn Balls, that's another one, I think. Like Herba and Apricorn Balls are probably the top items that people really want, right? And it'd be really great to see them like do just the Apricorn Balls. They only need to do the 3% drop chance with each one that you repeat. You get any of them, you know? They don't necessarily have to do it for Beast Balls, but they could do a raid event for Beast Balls as well, where that's a drop. So they got plenty of options. Like I say, it'd be interesting to see how they kind of approach it going forward, because they definitely need to keep people interested, I think. Live tutorial. Yeah, I never linked, always clicked later. That's so weird then. I just don't understand why it's doing that. And you definitely have the DLCs, right? You definitely have the DLCs, because that would be a big... I know it sounds a really stupid question. I'm just trying to tick things off to try and help out. Big Pablo Joel, how are we doing? I hope you're well. Thanks for hopping in and joining the stream today. He's fine, mate. A few stitches and everything was fixed. No worries. Stitches, mate. That's pretty serious. Oh, poor little guy, mate. That is so sad. But I'm pleased he was all right in the end. So scary though, mate. Sacrificing the DS though is definitely, yeah. I would have done the same. Gentle, how are we doing today? I hope you're well. I'm late. My bad. Haven't missed shiny yet. Not yet, mate. No, you were just in time, hopefully, for the shiny to appear. Can I skip the Dialga hunt and come back later? Might not be a bad thing. It's always good sometimes, you know. I always think, yeah, let's have a break from it and then come back to it. Always feels a little less grueling sometimes when you've had a break from a hunt that's been a little bit tedious. Actually, I'm going to use my Venusaur from Galar for Mega Venusaur and ZA. Nice, mate. And the rest of my Kalos team for ZA for hopefully VGC on the new games. For people who didn't play VGC in 14 would be great. Yes, mate, definitely. I'd love to trade over some of my old Kalos Pokemon to those games. I wonder how long it'll be before we do get home compatibility. Probably a few months after the game's dropped before we get that update from home. Really love the 7-star raids dropping Herba. It gives incentive to keep doing them. Yeah, I agree completely. Lumpy, even 1% on the Apra Balls. Yeah, I just think it would be so good. Like, could you imagine like one 7-star raid, we get the Herbers again, and then they stop doing it, and then it's the Apricorn Balls. Be like, so good. Like, it just makes you want to go in and do them, because otherwise, like, a lot of people I see are like, I don't feel like the need to do them. There's not much point with the Mightiest Mark. There's no meaning there for them in the games, which there isn't. And all the starters are kind of accessible through the DLC, which is another good point, I think. So, you know, I think continually do the starters. I think they got to mix things up a little bit. Have a similar issues with using a second Switch, porting over Mario Kart files. So weird that it's like that. My main account and tried to complete my living home decks. It's so weird. I've never had an issue with ever doing it, and I got like, well, I've got 3 accounts on my Switch that I kind of flip between to do that sort of thing, and I've never had an issue with it at all. And I've done it on my other Switch consoles as well. It's happening today, John. I hope it is, mate. Did you catch the shiny Zygarde in your... No, we need to go back to that. So that's one of the ones on the list to do. So I want to get the Solgaleo. I need to get the Solgaleo Lunala and Necrozma from the Dynamax Adventures. They're like mandatory ones, but the Zygarde we have to go back and do. Finish off. Chaos, good morning to you, mate. I'm doing good. I hope you are having a fantastic Wednesday yourself. Thanks for joining the stream today. Young Lei, have you got an easy location to farm iron chunks in PLA? Keep having to buy them to make balls. I always end up buying them to make the balls. I think it's the easiest way to do them. Is it just going around and smashing like the crystals that come out the ground? Never thought about this till now. Those crystals are very reminiscent of like the crystals you see in Area Zero, aren't they? There's some link there. Maybe. Tin hats on. We could talk about some tin hat theories for Legend ZA again. But I'll touch upon that in my next video that's going to drop. So I'll leave it for now. They should make a Herba that comes with 10 herber inside. Like a mega herber. Like one of the herbers that the Titan Pokemon chowed down on in the playthrough. Yeah. You get an ultimate herber. Max herber. Herber max. Starting my first Sneasel chain of the day. Fingers crossed, Joshua. I hope you get to that 40 or 39 or 38 and you see something shine on the way. I really hope it's a lucky one for you today, mate. Good luck with it. I want rain so bad, but not predicted till Saturday. My allergies are so bad this week. Oh, Kaylee, that is horrible. I hate it when... Oh, it is the worst. I'm quite lucky at the moment. Like, we haven't had the weather yet where I would start to be affected, but I know it's coming. Like the next 2 months are going to be rough, so thoughts are with you. I hope you get rain early, because it does, like, it just dampens everything down. It just makes it a little bit easier to kind of get on with everyday things. So I hope that predicted rain comes a bit sooner than it's predicted to. Maybe today, give you a little bit of a respite. JC Cosmic, how are you doing? I do not understand how you have not got it yet. Wish you all the luck. Thank you, my friend. I know, me and you both. To go back to work. Hope to drop by another time. Thanks for helping me and good luck. Tobias, I'm so sorry I couldn't actually get an answer for you today. I will try next time you're around to have a look into it to see if I can figure something out with why it's doing that. But thank you, as always, for coming by. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll hopefully catch up with you again on another stream soon. John, just don't mention Bond phenomenon. I will not. I will not. That will be the only time you hear about that. We'll leave that. I'll not even do a video on it. How hilarious is it going to be? I'm just going to say this. How hilarious would it be, though, if we got the trailer for for the next trailer for ZA and it was all about Bond phenomenon. Take an adventure to Lumia City to investigate the phenomenon of Bond phenomenon. The phenomenon of Bond phenomenon? We'll go down the route of being an investigator as well. Newly recruit investigator into the Lucas service. Find out the mysteries of Bond phenomenon. Next early spring 2025 in Pokemon ZA. There we go. It's written in the stars now. Redbeard trying to defeating Gravelers. They dropped them. Nice for the Iron Chucks. That's a great idea. Thank you so much for that. That's very helpful for the Iron Chucks. Ashley, 3,800 is my guess, mate. We are there now. We are right there right now. So let's see. Is it this one? It's not Ashley. I'm gonna have to no, they're all right. They fit in. That's all right. Bring out the Mochi dance. You know what, right? I've been resistant doing this, but the time I bring out the Mochi dance, the shiny will happen, and then I'll be locked into this like perpetual thing of being wanting the shiny. It'll never appear, and then I'll be locked into having to do the Mochi dance. I'll become the laughing stock of YouTube because, yeah, to get shinies, I'll have to dance every time until they appear. I feel like I need to resist doing it. But we might have to be resorting to that today, Lumpy. You never know. Your wish might come true. A Mochi dance, and then we'll get the mullet on the go as well. And a mustache. Bug, I went into Pokemon Home to see what starters I had so I can hunt the ones that I need, and I loaded Home up only to immediately close it without checking. I've done that so many times. You're like, why was there in here? I'll close it down, and then you're like, to go back in. It takes so long to load up as well. Did someone say Bond phenomenon? Javier, how are you doing this morning, mate? Great to see you. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Phenoma Bond. Phenomenon. I can't. Have you heard about Pokemon Brick Bronze? I haven't, Cosmics. Is that a fan-made game? Punch, how are you doing? Damn, I am so sorry you still haven't gotten one of the starters. This is brutal. Oh, thank you, mate. I appreciate it. You guys are keeping me going through this one. I still can't believe it either, but hopefully today is the day. Muffin, that's how they're gonna mainstream it. Like, happiness level. Once the Pokemon loves you enough, you can bond and evolve them. See, what have I done? I've started this. I've started this whole thing. I said I wasn't going to talk about it. And now I've started it all. Ashley 3810. Right, here we go, mate. This is the one. When the Bond phenomenon merge dropping. Get your Bond phenomenon jackets, hats, hoodies, tees, flasks, mugs, stickers, car stickers. Yeah. Not happening. Make a sandwich. I feel like we need to, don't we? To get these shiny odds up. Sparkling level 3. Anthony, how are you doing, mate? I hope you're well. Let's go. You're getting it today. Wish you all the luck, Osirus. Thank you so much, Anthony. And I hope you're having a fantastic day yourself. Hopefully it drops and we get the shiny when you're here. Nice if it happens. There is a part of me that just feels like, are we just going to continue doing this and doing this and doing this? But it has to happen at some point. Riley will make a GIF for Discord. The mochi dance will be locked in time. Gentle. When do the caramel does go nuts? I can't even, like, why is my brain not computing that? Wait there. Give me a second. Caramel dancing and go nuts. There we go. It's the mochi shiny Nuzlocke curse. I feel like it might be, Zach. The mullet mustache mochi dance would definitely pull a shiny. The mustache would take at least 2 or 3 weeks to grow. So that I feel like we'd probably get it in resets by then. And that I can't do the mullet because I need to grow the hair for what I'm doing this year. I feel like cutting any of it is a cheat to the charity. So yeah. The only possibility is the mochi dance. You can dance if you want to. You can leave your hunt behind. But if you dance, baby, if you don't dance, then there are no shiny to find. I feel like you're going to make me do it. Look at this peer pressure here right now to make me do this. And I'm considering it, which is the worst thing. I'm like, this is drastic times. We are getting close to doing this just to make it happen. Still trying to get shiny Turtwig. Javier, hopefully you see it shine today, my friend, and good luck with that hunt. I hope you do see the little tail pop up. Tortoise, whichever one it is. Guessing shiny at 3,812. Bug, thank you so much for the guess. Petro, 3,888. Thank you as well. And Combat Kangaroo, 3,821. I will be so overjoyed if you get any of those. So thank you guys for the guesses. Nothing yet though. Chain broke at 7. Joshua. Next one. Time to rinse and repeat. Hopefully the next one is a strong chain. That's what we're hoping for. Chad, surely today is today. Good luck on the shiny, mate. Thank you so much, Chad. And thanks for joining as well. I hope while you're here, we do see it shine. Also see something shine. I feel like we've exhausted all the chat around the starters and which one we'd prefer, which one would be better, you know. So seems like you have some sort of shiny luck off stream. I know it feels, this is my problem. I'm like, I need to do that for content because I need to get that video up at some point. I'd like to get it done sooner than later. So I have to continue with it. But I'm like, am I using, is the shiny luck actually a thing where I'm using it up? And it's like filled up over the last 3 weeks and I've just blown it all on the Terrakion, the Verzian and the Articuno that I've had this week. I don't think so. I think these are it's separate. The shiny luck's separate per game. We just haven't channeled it yet into this one. The logic that I've got here is just ridiculous, but you never know. Arceus might be a thing and it might be shining down today on us. Okay, hear me out. Hoodie with Battle Bond Greninja drinking Earl Grey tea. John, I love it. I love that. That is what we need. The Earl Grey. That's maybe my problem as well. I haven't brought an Earl Grey with me today. Mitch, don't give up late. Gamblers always quit just before they hit the big, yeah. Chasing it. Birds, thank you so much for the subscribe as well. If you're joining the stream, I hope you enjoy it with us. The gamblers, yeah. Chasing, and we've got endless supply of chips to put down as well. Believe in us, team. We got this. Oddish, 4,000 is your guess. After that, I'm gonna lose all hope. Mate, we can't have you losing hope. We just need one of the classic Oddish ritual chants. That's what we need. That's what we've been missing from this hunt. Everyone's talking about the Mochi dance, but the reality is we haven't had the Oddish ritual chant to summon the shiny. That's what we're missing, really. So Oddish, it's all on you, mate, when these shinies appear. Rich finally back in the office at home. Nice, mate, and can watch and listen properly. Jumped on the casual VGC battles last night with some rental teams and get some reps in. Nice, mate. I hope you enjoyed it. What rental team were you using? Or rental teams? Hope you had fun though. Hey, my wife made a fresh loaf of sourdough bread. Mate, I am so jealous. That sounds amazing. Made me a sandwich. Oh, she made it with the 2 herba. I'll eat it now for shiny luck. Mate, what have you got in that sandwich? I hope it's good. Sounds good. Freshly baked sourdough. Mate, you are winning. You are winning life at the minute. The game of life, you are winning at that. Living the dream. But yeah, hope those herbers were in there. Today has to be the day, Caleb. I hope you're well and having a great day. Great to see you as always. Hopefully today is the day. Josh, 4,166, I reckon. That takes us up to 25,000 individual encounters. Which when you say it like that sounds crazy, doesn't it? 25,000. Sick of looking at Totodiles that are blue with red spikes. Riley, unfortunately, my friend, for having every person who gets an absurd lucky shiny, there's another person who goes brutally dry. You're on the side of the wall right now, but it won't always be that way. It will rain, mate, at some point. I know what you mean. You're right. We just got to keep going with it. It will happen. We will see that Totodile with those blue spikes. Kaylee, 5k limit planned. Do you think, or do you think we just continue? What do you think, Kaylee? What's your thoughts on it? What's everyone's thoughts on it? I really want to not go down the RNG manip route, to be honest. For the entertainment of the stream, though, to get into the start, like to start the playthrough, it feels like that is an option for us to look at. But there's the other part of me that's like, I want to keep going with it. I want to persist with it. Bonnerman, how are we doing today? I hope you're well and having a great Wednesday. Thanks so much for hopping in and joining the stream with us today. Hopefully you come at the right time and the shiny will appear soon. Sorry, Lee, I think you're cursed with the comment on one of the first streams of this hunt. I think you might be right. But we've got to lift the curse. We've got to do something to lift the curse. Maybe it is the Mochi dance that's the only thing that's going to do it. Time to return to hunting shiny alpha Weavile. Really hates me. Petro, good luck with the shiny alpha hunt for Weavile. I hope you manage to get it today. That would be amazing. Such a great alpha Pokemon to have as well for the collection. Can someone start off a God Killer chant? Mine haven't been the best as of recently. Okay, so we need to give Oddish a hand. Joshua, 3,894. Okay, we'll be hitting that number pretty soon. Right. Mochi dance, it looks like it's gonna be. Tried out one from a recent Aaron video. Sand and Okidogi, as well as Wolfie's regional win team. Nice, awesome, mate. The Sand and Okidogi team sounds a lot of fun. Okidogi in this format, I love it. I think it's such an underrated Pokemon, honestly. Got to 5k for both, and then what would be your choice after that, Chad? Continue. You've gotten so far. and I know you'll get it. Petro, that's kind of my thought with it as well, you know. I've got this far, keep legit. And that's what I feel when this sent. It's like we're so deep into it now. It feels like such a shame if we'd like just said nah. It's like giving in at the last kind of hurdle, isn't it? We know it's going to happen, or we feel like it's going to happen. Like I really want to continue because after that many, I want to see how far it really is. Yeah. I will say continue. Okay. I think the consensus is we continue on with it. I think 5k is like just a benchmark where we get to and we're just like flabbergasted that we're still at this point and no shiny. I think Scott could be to blame. He sent me both these cartridges and they could be both cursed. You care more. You care about the entertainment of the stream. Start dancing, my friend. I mean, I can't really argue with that. Drexit, how are you doing, mate? Great to see you. Glad to listen to you while working from home. I hope you're having a nice, easy day working from home, and great to have you tuning in with us today. I hope that the shiny pops up while you're here. So Soggy, how are you doing? I think it will be more meaningful if you don't give up and use the RNG manipulation. I agree. Riley, I know where you sit on this, mate. I know where we're going to go. Before I even read the comment, I know you're going to say stick it out, because I feel like that's how I feel a little bit about it as well, mate. And I will read it though right now. In terms of stream health, kind of seems like the streams have been growing throughout this hunt, so I'd say that the shiny hunt is good for the stream. Exactly. You make a very good point. I think we just stick it out, because even if we go crazy deep with this, imagine if we go like to 20k resets, it'd be so worth it. Bug, shiny luck, thank you, mate. Caleb, if you don't want to do the RNG manip, if it were me after 5k, I'd do it, because half the purpose of these streams are the Nuzlocke, which is the shiny hunt. Yeah, Zachary, thank you so much for all those shiny charm EVs. They will definitely come in handy for this one and bring us some luck, hopefully. Maybe this reset. Sandwich is salty, spicy, and cucumber. Lol. 3 shiny water sandwich, level 3. So that means Totodile's gonna pop up. I have to do the mochi dance, aren't I? Good, Foreman. Hot skills in SoulSilver right now. Nice, awesome. I hope you have a lot of luck with. Is it love discs in Hot Gold SoulSilver still? I think if you don't find it by Friday, we've got to do 24-hour stream or something. Now that's not a bad shout. That's not a bad shout. Do not quit. Hello there, EBR. How are we doing today? I hope you're having a great day, my friend. And thanks so much for hopping in and joining us today. Good luck with this starter hunt. You will get them. Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. My only goal today is to try and get as much done on research paper as possible today. I tried to start yesterday, but pretty much could only get formatting done before my head started spinning. James, I hope you managed to get some done today, mate, and good luck with getting that research put together. I know what you mean. It's always hard getting started with something like that, but once you kind of get into the meat and bones of it, it starts to kind of flow a little bit. So I hope you get over the line with it today and make a good start with it. As painful as it is, I didn't continue the hunt rather than RNG manip. I'm glad I feel like we're all on the same page with this. You know, I think the sentiment about like speeding things up is always like what we want to do, but I think the pure grind of it just makes it like that much better. If you do a Man City chant, you get the shiny within 10. Jonathan, I don't know any Man City chants. Love the new Castle Top Lay Sky Crash. Thank you, mate. I am actually, because you know what, this was I got an email from Castore like end of last week, and I was like, I can't not get this. I've wanted one of these jackets for the longest time, but they're like £80, and I'm like, £80, and I was like, I can't justify paying that. Like, as much as like I'd like to, I'm just like, it's so expensive. But then Castore emailed me and they were like, huge sale going on, and I clicked through on it and it was this jacket. It was £25, and I was like, no way. I know they're not going to be the kit sponsor next year, but they do make nice quality stuff. I like the Castore stuff for the most part. So I was like, gotta get it. And they had it in the size, my size was the only size that they had it. So I was like, yeah, brilliant. So it came yesterday, And I was like, I'll stick it on today because it might give us a bit of shiny luck, and it can also represent the mags as well. So that's a little bit of a double bonus. Yep, love disc with compound eyes. Thief Butterfree. Every luck disc has a 75% chance of the scale. Nice, nice. Do a subathon stream, 5 minutes for every new sun. Sub you get. Stream ends when your subs stop. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Be cool. Could be going forever. Sleep, drink, and eat this hunt. Greg, thank you so much, mate. I appreciate it. I hope we do see it shine today. Vader is in the chat. How are we doing today, Vader? Great to see you as always. I hope you're having a fantastic day. And thanks as always for hopping in and joining us along this journey for these shiny starters that are not shiny, but hopefully will be soon. Best of luck. Love the channel. My favorite Pokemon game. Love this remake. Midge, thank you so much, my friend. And oh, MJ Duffy, sorry, I should pronounce that properly and it's not abbreviate. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And these games are great. I agree with you. Some of my favorites of all time. I thought we'd be playing the game by now, but we're not quite out of Elm's clutches just yet. Right, let me catch up. Do the head to Araka dance. You'll get a shiny 100%. What is that dance, Oddish? You're gonna have to explain it to me. And I will do it. Do it alongside the Mochi dance. Does it count sitting down doing it? I could put my desk to stand and we could do it that way. It would probably be better doing it that way. But I won shiny hunting for Hot on Hot Gold by soft reset and literally took a couple of weeks. No idea how many resets, but absolutely worth the wait. Just Danny, that is an amazing shiny to get. Yeah, I love that. And congrats on getting it, mate, and sticking with it. I think you're right. Like, as long as it takes, sometimes it is just worth it, because when it does drop, yeah, crazy. Picked up a Castoria Harlequins rugby hoodie last week for £20 bargain. They have some great bargain like sale prices on there, Rich. I feel like they had the I think it was the, is it the away jacket like this? It's like the away training jacket, which is the green and black one with like a bit of white, fleck of white through it as well. I really like that. And they had that on sale, but I was really hesitant to pick that up. It was pretty similar price as well. I was like, I think it was like £28 or like something around that, but I was like, and I just ummed and ahed about it for so long. By the time I came around to looking at it again, it was gone. It was sold out. So I was like, this time I was like, it just came up. I was like, get it while you can. Always like to have the tune gear to rep the team. Feel your pain. I'm going for a shiny Suicune in Crystal and no shiny after 17 encounters. Hang in there. You got this, though. I hope you manage to see that Suicune shine very soon. Such a nice shiny as well. Danny, good morning. Great to see you as always. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday, and hopefully you coming in is what these shinies have been waiting for, or the stars have been waiting for to shine. Is there a sparkle when the shiny appears? Because I swear Chikorita was different then. It's no, there's not, but the screen color is different on the DS's. I think this one here, which is on my right, which is on the right of the screen, there is a slight color variation, but don't tell me I missed the shiny, because that would be very sad. I think they're going to be really obvious when they pop up, though. I feel like they would be. Shiny Gator in the sky. Come on down, be shiny. Lee shiny guy. There we go, Charles. I love that. Shiny Stardust. How are you doing? Good morning. I hope you're well. Or good afternoon. I hope you're having a great day. And thanks for joining us this morning. Right, Oddish. Imagine being a minute or so behind on the stream and you see the chat burst into yippies. And you can't understand why until the shiny shows up a minute later. That would be kind of wild. That would be cool. Hopefully that happens for some, but it'd be nice being in real time, I guess, when it does drop. Okay, very sleepy, trying to force myself out of bed. Danny, Oh, I know that feeling. I hate that in the morning. Sometimes you just like, no, roll over, go back to sleep. Wake me up tomorrow. Get a coffee. Or if you don't drink coffee. I just assume everyone drinks coffee. I'm so bad. Like, I do think about that sometimes when I wake up and I'm like, coffee's like one of the first things. I'm like, I shouldn't need it so much. I have been having a greens juice recently, like the last few weeks. So that's been my coffee alternative, and a coffee later on in the morning. So it's not the thing that I need to like actually function in the morning, which I feel like is probably a little bit better for me than getting up. First thing I put into my body is like a lot of boiling hot coffee. Professional at taking myself out of purchases. I'm terrible at it. I do it all the time. If I'll see something, I'll be like, I want to get that, and I'll put it in the basket, and then I'll leave, and then like a day later I'll come back to it, and it'll be like a week process of that. And so many times I'll just miss, like I'll only put it in my basket because it's like on sale or something, and then by the time I get around to doing it, it's like the sale's gone. I'm like, oh, I'm really good, I missed that. And I never learn, and I continually do it, but it's like a way of me like almost spending money without having to spend money sometimes. Sick, how are we doing today? And Brian, I hope you are well, mate. Today's the day. Hoping for Chikorita. I hope you are right, mate. It'd be nice to see the little leaf bay shine. Sick, just started my playthrough of Black 2. I got it from the car boot for £5. Wow, that is amazing. What a bargain. Turns out it's a ROM hack. However, it makes the game even harder and allows you to complete national Pokédex. That's kind of cool. A bit of a bummer that it's like a ROM hack of it when you kind of thought you were buying the legit. But I hope you enjoy it regardless, mate. I really hope you have a great time with it. Let us know how the progress for the national dex is going. And Glom, how are you doing this morning? Great to see you as always. And hope you're having a great Wednesday. Maybe it will shine today. Feels like it could shine. We're nearly at 4,000 resets, so I was convinced we are going to get it before 3,000, but 1,000 on. Denzel Horton, thank you so much for becoming our latest member on the channel. Really appreciate it, Denzel, and I hope you enjoy your time being a member on the channel. Wow, what is this? I've missed this. I need to go down. I've missed something. Here we go. Wait there. What have I missed? Matt, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Chat, let's show Matt some huge love for the massive generosity this morning. Thank you so much, Matt, once again. And everyone picking up the memberships this morning. We got Thomas, we got Denzel, Shino Cappuccino. What a great nick. What a great handle. Mari and Dr. Bahiri. Thank you so much, all of you guys, for hopping in, and massive shout out again to Matt. Thank you so much, Matt. Really appreciate it, mate. And cannot say thank you enough, my friend, for your generosity and the support for the channel. Really means the world, mate. 5 resets and shiny will come up, trust me. Starbio, I hope you are right. And Riley, I just went back and checked to be sure you're 100% didn't miss a shiny. Thank you so much, mate. I hate that panic though, you know, when it's like, did we miss it? Did we? Still think about that, the reset that we reset over them without checking them. Could have been the one, but it wasn't the one. I need to forget about that. And Rich, 76 likes in an hour would be good if we hit that 200 mark today. Wow, that's a huge like goal, but it would be amazing if we can. We'll see how it goes. But thank you so much to everyone for all of the likes that we've had on the stream already this morning. Really appreciate all the support. I will always stick with the like goal of 100, but anything up and above over that is always appreciated. So thank you so much, squad. You are crushing it as always. There we go. Welcome aboard, everyone. Pleasure, Matt. You're a legend. Thank you so much. And Zachary coming in as well. Zach, thank you so much again. You guys, thank you so much. Zach with the 5 gifted memberships again. Everyone in chat, let's show Zach and Matt some huge love for their massive generosity. Zach, thank you so much, mate, for the 5 gifted memberships again this morning. And we've got Sisoggy Hydro Cannons. We've got Bell Clonch. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm probably not, but Bell, we'll just leave it there. Thank you so much for picking one of those up. Sam and Kiwi as well. Huge shout out again to Zachary and Matt for their huge generosity. Thank you so much. Thank you. 200 for the shiny. 200 likes for the shiny. Maybe that's what happens. 200 likes. If we get to 200 likes today, I will do the mochi dance. There's the incentive, okay? Lots of subs today. I know. Lots of subs. Lots of love from you all. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for just all the support. It really is so generous of everyone. Morning, just boxing old cards at work. Now listening to the stream. Ayo Geeks, I hope you're having a great start to your day, and I hope the rest of your day continues to go nice and smoothly. And thanks for joining the stream. Hopefully you're coming in at a good time. We'll see that shine soon. We don't need Orc for this. Where is Professor Orc this morning? Where is he? He's be somewhere out there. He's probably updating the Pokédex, upgrading it to the national dex for that shiny dance. Wow, we've already hit 105 likes. You guys must really want this mochi dance. Alex, how are you doing, mate? You haven't missed anything this morning. Just lots of very nice chat with everyone this morning. No shiny though, so hopefully you're coming in at a great time. See that shiny soon, but I hope you're having a great day, mate. There he is. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. You're not the devil though, you're Professor Orc. How are you doing, mate? Feeling this is the day. There he is. We cleared 100. Great. Thank you so much, everyone. And thank you to everyone that always pushes the train for the likes on the channel. It does mean a lot, and definitely helps out a bunch. Orc isn't eating a sparkling power level 3 water sandwich. No, this is very true. You are the only lucky one. Chowing down. I hope it's been good. You still making your way through it, Lumpy, or is it? How was the sourdough as well? Freshly baked sourdough. Man, I had some rye bread this morning. Authentic German rye bread for my brunch, which is nice. Like, I can't believe you haven't gotten this the shiny. You're way over odds. We are over odds, yeah. Now between the two, the amount of Pokemon that we see per reset as well just feels, yeah. I mean, we kind of deserve this. We get very lucky with our other ones. I keep saying this. All of our other shiny hunts that we've done, we've been very lucky with. So it was going to inevitably happen at some point. I just hope this means that the Deoxys will show up a bit sooner when we get around to doing that one. I'm here bringing you a ton of shiny luck. I'm sure today is the day that we see the shiny Totodile on SoulSilver. Well, mate, I changed on that fact, and I hope you're right. And thank you for the shiny luck and the support as well. We changed the thumbnail and the title from hard gold, from the hard gold logo on the thumbnail, changed that to the SoulSilver one, and the title of the stream as well, from hard gold to SoulSilver. So hopefully that has a little bit of an effect. I mean, at this point, I'm clutching at straws. Anything, any voodoo magic will help us with one of these appearing shiny. Marcus started rewatching original anime. Man, Gary is hilarious. Gary's great. He is the goat. Gary Orc is just brilliant. It's such a great character. I'd love to see. I would have loved to have seen an anime just all around Gary Orc Adventures or something like that. It would have been very cool. The story of Gary Orc. Spin-off series. Wait, Lumpy summoned Og. You should talk the shiny starter and we'll see it. This is very true, actually. You did talk about Og and Og appeared. So then if you talk about the shiny, specifically which one you think is going to appear, it might happen. I hope you don't jinx. What happens if your rival one-shots your shiny starter? It's not gonna happen. I mean, we might get to find out today if that is the case. Maybe. It took me 10 hours just to prepare for the first gym in Black 2 Wrong Hat. Wow. And Alex coming in with this super chat. Thank you so much. 4.99 super chat. Alex, thank you so much, my friend, for the super generous super chat, and wishing you the best of luck, mate. Thank you again. And chat, let's show Alex a little bit of love for all of the generosity with that this morning. Thank you again, mate. And really appreciate you coming by and for that very kind gesture. The one unleashed, how are you doing? Come on, shiny Cyndaquil. Okay, started chirping and you appeared. It's very true. It was like Yeah, you summoned Orc. The Orc Summoner. The Orc Whisperer. It would be kind of cool to have Garryok redemption story. It would be great, wouldn't it? I would love to see a Garryok spin-off anime. Would they commission that? Go right back to the start when he leaves Orcs after he says goodbye to Ash with these cheerleaders in the car. I feel like he kind of cheats as well because Ash has to do everything on foot. He does steal Misty's bike or borrow it, but he doesn't really have it for very long. Gary's just riding around Kanto in this like convertible with all these cheerleaders. It's like 10 years old. How did that even happen? Shiny, shiny, shiny. Ooh, ooh, ooh. maybe that's all we needed, Lumpy. Maybe that is what we needed. Right, here we go. The Americanization of that anime could be so funny. Young me would always wonder why they ate so many jelly donuts every time they mentioned rice balls. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, exactly the same as you. The rice balls. Jelly donuts. Will be shiny Cyndaquil at 4,028 Phoenix. I hope you are right. We're not too far off that now. Shiny Cyndaquil right now. We are willing this to happen. Shiny Cyndaquil would be amazing. Right, come on. This time. 425-2119. How are we doing this morning? I hope you are having a great Wednesday. Thanks for hopping in and joining the stream this morning. After all of this, you sure you want to make this run a Nuzlocke? It would be so sad to lose the shiny starter after all this trouble. Yeah, this is the thing, you know. But I think what we'll do is the idea that, and I have to give full credit to Riley for this. He said, why don't we have a forfeit wheel? So if we lose anything on the run, we'll play it as we're playing a Nuzlocke, so not wanting to lose anything. Take our time with everything. But if we do lose a Pokemon, I think we have a forfeit wheel. So we can spin the wheel. You guys can help me populate it with ideas for what the forfeits have to be. And then we do a forfeit. And we're able to revive a Pokemon on the back of that. Sergio, how are you doing, mate? Great to see you. But let me know what you think of the forfeit wheel. Because I feel exactly the same sentiment after we've done so many resets. Feels kind of bad to lose stuff. When it's time to party, party hard. Andrew WK, mate. I hope you're having a great start to your day, man. And great to see you as always. Stefalio, how are we doing today? Do you believe there is a reality beyond your own reality? I've been brainstorming about answers and questions like answer, truly an answer. Yeah, mate. I think there has to be. I think there's endless amounts of realities, you know? Not endless amounts, but there could be, you know? Every decision is a new string on the path of reality. I feel like there's something in that, mate. Very philosophical, though. You know, if we could go down that rabbit hole this morning. But I don't see why not. I think there's so many weird and wonderful things in the world, right? Like, you know, we haven't got any grasp of understanding of like half the things that happen in the world, in space and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I don't see why there's like limitations on anything being possible, you know? I find it hard to believe that there's nothing else other than just what we know in this earth, and that is it. I find it so difficult, you know? I don't know. I find that hard to comprehend. No worries, 45. We will have the technology to bring them back. We will have the technology to bring them back for sure. Drives off with his babes. I know, right? Garryok. Just a Chad. Ultimate Chad. Like, typically, like, I've never thought about it till really now. Like, he's supposedly 10 years old and he's got a convertible that he just, yeah. Professor Oak, what have you been feeding Garryok? Like the stream, and as I was chatting, I got an important call. I had to leave the stream, but I did leave a like at around the 30 range. Professor Oak, thank you so much, mate. Always appreciate the support. Hope your day's going all right, though, mate. Oh, better than all right. Hope you're having a good day. Great day. The idea of losing the shiny starter kills me. So yeah, I feel like I want to, like, we haven't even got it yet, and I'm just like, I don't like the idea of it yet. Hayes having grandfather in the Pokemon business. Yeah, It is exactly what Gary's words probably are. Every time he's like, yeah, smell you later, Ash. Yeah. So Gary gets like all 8 badges so quickly. Check the starters the opposite way for the shiny Cyndaquil. Okay. The opposite way. Reverse the circle. So we've been going this way. Is it this way we've been going? Yeah, so we need to go. We have to go this way. That's the way we're going to go. Okay. I'm going to be clicking the left button. I do hate that they started locking shiny starters. Yeah, I know. It's like, it's one of those things where you think, why? Just why? It just adds a little bit extra to the games. It's probably easier for them to lock the starter shiny, but I don't know. Yeah. Headbangs in Andrew WK. Well, and I'll leave it there. Rich, sing a Sunderland AFC song. It has to be on the wheel. Mate, I don't even know any Sunderland songs. Like, what Sunderland chants do they have? I'm being serious as well. I could give you a flurry of Newcastle songs, but I couldn't give you one Sunderland. And I watched Sunderland Until We Die as well on Netflix, so you'd feel like I would have picked something up from there. I just mustn't have been paying enough attention to the crowd in those episodes. The wheel is a great idea, actually. I will get to attach to these shinies to see them go forever. I feel, yeah, I think it's a nice idea to kind of get us through the run. We can take it seriously, but we know we've got that as like a little bit of a fallback if anything bad happens. Too early for the reality shattering thoughts. Shiny first, question reality later. I agree, yeah. As much as I like talking about that sort of stuff. Andy, 4096 is the one. Then there's only 5% chance not to a shiny yet. 5% not to get a shiny. Which great, it seems crazy. We're gonna hit that today. We will hit that today. Like, it won't be too long until we actually hit that, really, to be honest. So Gary does run up my credit card bill. Those cars, entrances, cheerleaders aren't free. Here's the cheerleaders. I thought they were his mates. What's the best way to get the 3 simmies for Dex completion? Would be in Black and White 2, wouldn't it? Is that the only games that they appear in? I don't know if they appear in any other. Do they appear in any others? Black and White 2. I'm not too sure. They must appear in other games. Do they appear in X and Y? Mega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, maybe. Shattering reality, truly a reality or an interpretation? Now that is a question. That is a question. A deep question. The Sammy was delicious. The Sammy was delicious. I like that you call a sandwich a Sammy. I want to call it a Sammy from now on. I'm stealing that from you, mate. My wife has a bakery in her house. Cupcakes by Jen. So I'm spoiled. Sourdough was epic. Mate, you are spoiled. Told you, you're winning the game of life, mate. You are winning at this. You're Gary Oak of the life game. Like flaunting around with these cupcakes and your sourdough. I'm pleased it was nice though, mate. Inges, how are you doing? I hope you're well, and I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Thanks for joining the stream with us today. Jeff, how are you, mate? Good afternoon, and thanks as always for hopping in and joining the hunt with us today. I hope you've had a great Wednesday so far. Andrew WK loves you anyway. No matter what I do, fall back on the Andrew WK love. Spynutter, how are we doing? You will make it until 10,000 resets today. Not 10,000, mate. Well, overall in total between the two cards, yes. We will definitely get there. So 5,000 on each. We'll get there today for sure. Who is Sunderland AFC? Only know Newcastle. Exactly. That is the answer. That is the right statement. There is no Sunderland are just a myth. It's all made up. All made up. Although I will say that the Sunderland Till I Die documentary series on Netflix is a very good watch. It is interesting watching that. X and Y Sasagi. Okay, that's a thank you for confirming that. What's hilarious to me is that what should have been your quickest. Yeah, exactly, Riley, which is crazy because this is why I picked this game, because I was like, this getting the shiny starter in these games technically is easier than any other game, even though the odds are like worse in these than some of the newer ones. But yeah, not working out like that. Sasagi, a shiny hunt. The monkeys in X and Y. Nice. Shiny sandwich is done. Right, we've got half an hour for these effects to take place. Totodile, please appear. Or Cyndaquil. Well, either will be fine. Okay, Rivers, how are you doing, mate? Good afternoon, and thanks for hopping in and joining. I hope you're having a great Wednesday, mate, and hopefully you're coming in at the perfect time when one of these is going to just shine. Young Lee, would it be bad idea just to choose the starter? Where are we going? Choose the starter and start the playthrough and breeding the shiny starter. I feel like with so many, like, it's not a bad idea, but I think because with so many resets into it now, I feel like we're kind of committed to this, so we just have to keep going at it. And plus, for the Masuda method, it's a little tricky, because then it would mean I'd have to go through my carts to see if I had a Ditto on any of them that was foreign that I could trade to these games. Then we'd have to get to the daycare couple, and then then we'd have to do the breeding. So I don't know if it would actually work out any quicker, because then, you know, you'd still have to get the eggs, and you'd still have to hatch the eggs. I'd have to get a flame body poke. It wouldn't be like super straightforward. Like, the idea is good, I think, but I think practicality, it'd probably be quicker to just continue with this as well. Getting metaphysical. Have you heard about the lattice by Jacob Greenberg, Mexican physicist, a philosopher that mysteriously disappeared? I haven't, mate. No. That sounds... I love a good conspiracy theory, as you can tell from my tin hat theories I have with Pokemon ZA. But I love that. I tell you what, I'm gonna say, if none of you watch this channel, there's a great channel on YouTube. It's called the Y Files. If you guys like any of the kind of like tin pot theory stuff, like conspiracy theory stuff, or just like hearing like some really, you know, interesting stories of the weird supernatural and, like, you know, all that sort of thing, then the Y Files channel you should check out. It's a very good channel. It has loads of brilliant content on. Normally does like an episode, drops every Thursday, Friday, every week. Hecklefish is the little mascot of the channel, but they're really good, really entertaining. So if you're into that sort of thing, definitely a channel I would recommend to check out if you're into that sort of stuff. Just heard the shiny jingle in PLA and I cannot find the shiny. Save Petro and try and hunt it down. I hope you manage to find it and locate it very soon, mate. I hate that when it happens, though. You're like, where is the shiny? You can, like, just circle the area from above, though. Hopefully you might see it. If you need a foreign Ditto, I can help you out. Thank you, mate. I really appreciate that. 221 likes, the gang all here. Let's go. 125 now. Thank you so much, everyone, for all of the likes and the support on the channel. Question is, are you so committed because you're so deep, or you're so deep because of that committed? Can I answer that question with just saying both? Or will that not really... Is that just a complete cop-out? Ditto smuggling. Any supernatural stories in your town? I don't really know anything about where I live right now. I'm sure there would be, because we've got like there's loads of old sites around where, like, roundabout area where I live. You've got like Stonehenge just down the road, so I'm sure there's like stories about that. I've not really heard many of them. And then you've got You got Glastonbury very close by, so you got the Glastonbury Abbey, you got the Tor as well, which is there. So I'll have to find out about stuff around here, but you know, you always hear connections with the Knights Templar and the Tor and all of that sort of thing. So I'm sure there's some interesting stuff going on. But back home where I grew up, loads of interesting ghost stories, supernatural things happening. What is the witch that lived? The White Witch was always one that we'd talk about. I don't know how much true in that, but was it the White Witch or something like that? I can't remember. Supposedly this witch that like would haunt a certain part of Alnwick where I grew up. I can't remember what it was called, but if you walk through there, she'd be wandering through at night. And I don't know if that was to stop kids just wandering around, but I tell you what, because it was always near the golf course, and I'd always have to walk home sometimes when it was dark by myself if I'd been playing, and I used to be freaked out. And trying to run with a golf bag full of golf clubs on your back it's not an easy thing to do. But I found myself doing it quite a few times, just spooked. I'd be like, oh, hear something, and bolt. Yeah, and all the walk back would be through like wooded areas as well, so it'd be like really creepy, especially at night. So yeah. If I can think of some other ones, I'll there is a really cool one from Alnwick where I grew up. There's a pub called the Dirty Bottles, and I don't know how true this story is, but they have at the outside of the pub, they have a big like bowl glass window, and it's all boarded off from the back, and in this window is just a lot of broken, really old bottles. They're all broken up, and it's called the Dirty Bottles, this pub. And the story is meant to be that these bottles were cursed. The landlord back in the day did something, I think, to, I don't know, it was gypsy lady, and it's a gypsy curse, I think, that's on these bottles. And it was like the curse was anyone that touches these bottles will die. And supposedly, yeah, the landlord kind of laughed that off. And I'm really cutting this story down very short, so there's more to it. I'm sure you can look online and read about it. But the dirty bottles are still there right to this day. But the landlord ended up touching these bottles, and he mysteriously died. So the relatives of the landlord boarded the back of the window up, and they're on display there now. And they're still on display to this day, the dirty bottles. I don't know if they've ever been touched since then, but yeah, it's quite a cool little story. And then it's meant to be quite haunted as well, the pub. So I've been in there many a time, never saw anything, but I'm pleased. I'd freak out. I freak out with anything like that. I'm not good with ghosts, sort of spirit, demon sort of things like that. I think that sort of stuff freaks me out, like super freaks me out. Scott off a works call. I'm sure you can find one that isn't too vulgar towards Newcastle for you to sing. Rich, it's down to you, mate. You'll have to find it, post it, and then I will sing it, recite it. If it helps, get this shiny. Advanced physics is very cool, Lumpy. I know nothing about advanced physics, but I use physics in my day-to-day. It's very cool. What is this I've missed? Okay, got my wife into WF complex weeks back. Love it. Yeah, mate, I would be terrible at it. I don't think I've got the brain capacity for it. I would give it a go, and I'd be super interested in it though, so I might be all right. Just Gingy, how are you doing? Hey, guess what? I just got my free Love Honey toy, and so could you. Guess what ad I had? Oh my god, are you serious? That's the ad you had on this channel? What? I'm reading that out loud, and I'm like, I cannot believe that. Cannot believe it. Hey, I can just apologize. I had nothing to do with it though. Imagine we reach 5,000 and both games have one shiny Cyndaquil and one shiny Totodile. That would be the best outcome. One Unleashed. If we got one of each, that would be amazing. And then we would definitely trade them over and have them both in one game. Be like the ultimate playthrough. Rabbit hole is real and deep. Riley, when I was in high school, we used to explore and party in an old abandoned radar base from World War II. It was 3 stories high, made completely of steel and concrete. Bottom floor was flooded and creepy. So fun. Wow. That sounds like something out of like the Mothman prophecy sort of thing. Like, you know, the abandoned warehouse. I don't know if you're familiar with that story where they kind of drive up to that abandoned warehouse when they've been getting away from it firstly, and then they spot it again. It's like that building that you just described reminds me of that for some reason. And I don't know why. I'm just bringing the Mothman prophecy story up right now. That's a weird one as well. There's so many stories and legends about that base. It's been haunted, cursed bodies floating in the water. Oh man. Just such a cool memory from the carefree youth. Yeah, all those spooky stories. Spooky. Trying to think of some other ones now as well. Like the castle where I worked was obviously really creepy, and I'm sure Cannnot Castle is haunted by something. I got such weird vibes when I've told you before, I don't know if you've joined us before. So when I worked in Cannnot Castle in the restaurant, I worked behind the bar, and when you worked behind the bar, it was your responsibility if certain stock ran low, if we needed more wine for the restaurant. You were the one that had to go out and get the stock, and it was all kept in an old stable across the courtyard on the other side of the castle. So you'd have to go through there, and at night time it was so spooky. So I'd always try and get someone to come with me, because I was like, I'm not going across there myself. No chance, because you'll not see me again. Something will snag me and I'll be gone. This is the logic that I have. I'm like, yeah, I'm freaking out about this. So I'd always make someone come with me to tag along. I'd be like, oh, I need a hand. And I'd only need like a case of something small, and then they'd be like, we get there and be like, why'd you make me come across here with you? Be like, I thought I'd need a hand with it. I thought the case was bigger. Some line like that. But yeah, the castle was always creepy. And I remember upstairs, they used to have another storeroom upstairs from the restaurant, but it led into like the old servants' quarters. And that was really creepy. You go upstairs and there'd be like small corridors, and there'd be rooms off these corridors. And it would be where all the servants of the castle would stay, you know, back in the day when the castle was like actually up and running. And I used to get weird vibes every time I used to walk up these stairs, because there used to be like a stone spiral staircase that would go up to the upper levels. And that corridor along the top, I don't know, always got like the hairs on the back of my neck stood up every time I went up there. I used to hate going up there. So when they moved everything across to the stables, I was like, although walking across the courtyard at night was like really creepy, I way preferred it. I just never liked going up that stairs. It was like super scary. I hated it. Yeah, weird though, when you get those feelings about certain places, you think, there kind of has to be something about that, you know. And the other really ghost story that I got, that's like kind of something that I kind of was there when it happened, was, so my friend, his parents bought this really old house, and used to go up and stay at his. We used to have sleepovers and stuff, and just like, you know, as you do when you're younger. And his room was just off the kitchen. So his bedroom, there was like a big house, and his bedroom was just off the kitchen in this house. They'd renovated it all. It was really nicely done. And where his bedroom was again one of the servants' quarters from back in the day when this house was you know, run and had servants and things like that in it. But the servants' quarters were his bedroom. And I always remember him saying like this one night he woke up and he felt something like touch his face, and he woke up because he obviously felt like something woke him up. And he said he looked down the bottom of his bed, and there was just like this figure standing at the bottom of the bed, and he was like freaked out, and he was like a white figure, and then it just turned around and went through the wall, which used to be a door into the kitchen. And he's like never been as freaked out. And I remember him telling me this story at night. I was staying over at his, and I was like, why have you told me this? And like I was like so freaked out. I don't think I slept a wink that night, because he had a dog as well, and his dog used to sit in the corner of the room, and it used to just be like looking at things, and he used to like follow around the room, like weirdly looking at like nothing there. And I used to be like, oh man, I can't stay here. It's like they're freaky. But I never saw anything, but I had those weird vibes. Yeah. But yeah, James, nearly headless Nick. Yeah, Imagine seeing that running through the castle. According to ancient text, God Killer and God Destroyer are similar parts to a bigger deity, similar to Zygarde. Mate, could be onto something there. When I was 14, older brother was 16. We got lost in the woods near where we used to play paintball. He told me that if you're the thing in the forest to be afraid of, you have no reason to be afraid. I mean, that's a good older brother for you there. I'd have been like freaking out and been like, Riley, we need to get out of here right now. We're lost in the woods. Like, do you know what happens in the woods? Do you know what? There's obviously some demon out here gonna get us. We have to run right now. I'd have been the worst person in that situation. Not making anything better. Just freaking out. Yeah, I get spooked pretty easily with stuff. That logic makes way more sense. Rick, how are you doing? Did I hear that right? There's a Mothman legend in the UK too. No, I don't think so. That building that was just described just reminds me of the Mothman building. That's when I've seen any sort of footage of the Mothman and stuff like that. There's always a building like that those kids. I think one of the sightings was like college kids in a car, and it supposedly chases them, right? And they pull up to a warehouse or something like that, abandoned warehouse, and that what Riley was saying just imagine me. We haven't got no Mothman, nothing like that in the UK that I'm aware of anyway. Lee G man, hey, how are you doing, mate? Good luck today. Sadly haven't been able to watch in the office yesterday and today. Oh mate, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you get back home and get home working very soon, mate, but I hope your day's been good, and thanks so much for hopping in and wishing the good luck. Really appreciate it. I saw we were talking about ghost stories. I've got one. 2 weeks ago, I was making eggs in Scarlet, and after like 4 boxes worth of eggs, my Switch battery got depleted and my Switch turned itself off. I lost all progress. What, just out of nowhere? Your games are cursed. You need to do an exorcist, mate. Oh, that film, mate. Watched that when I was younger. That probably contributed towards my freaked outness about everything. I watched that when I was way too young, I think. That really freaked me out. Yeah, that whole film. We have a graveyard where you can get a gravesite to smoke a cig. What? Poke a little pinky hole and stick it in lit, and it'll hobo smoke itself in seconds. Only that one gravesite did it. Wow, that's weird. That is so weird. Man, it's like a real life pet cemetery going on there. If a melt ice, we legitimately have a yowie in our backyard that visits at night. We live on the back of a swampy mangrove national park. I'm considering publishing a video on it on YouTube. You need to do that 100%, and please link it to me. I love what, like, as much as I get freaked out by things, I'm super interested in all this stuff. I did like freak myself out purposefully just by watching stuff. Tell you the one thing that freaked me out more than anything that I've heard is a story. It's called Black Eyed Kids. Supposedly even talking about it kind of summons them, so we got to be a little bit careful about that. So if you believe in that sort of thing, but that story, I won't go into too much detail, but if you want an interesting story, like one of those urban legend things, there's lots of accounts of them as well. If you know about it, or if you don't know about it, go and read about Black Eyed Kids. It's very freaky, and there's lots of different stories about it as well, which makes you think the more stories there are in different parts of the world. This is pre-internet as well, makes you kind of think, is there some truth to this? This is really weird if it is. Yeah, so yeah, Mothman or the Muffin Man. I'd prefer the Muffin Man. Muffin Man turning up in my and would be fine. The Muffin Man. I am the Muffin Man. As a kid, my friend and I used to play in this old abandoned camping cart. It was an old grandfather clock in it. What? Super creepy. That is creepy. Wow. At one time, the leaves outside rustled and we thought it was a ghost. Could have been, mate. Oh man, I would have been so freaky. That would have freaked me out like so much. Oh, yeah. It's When you get that feeling though, you get it kind of in your gut, right? You get that gut feeling of like just like pure fear, and you get the hair stand up on the back of your neck, and it's like an old sense that you had from like, I don't know, back in the day when humans were first conceived, and you've got that in your DNA, and that sense we don't really use too much now, but it's still there, and in certain situations it activates and you're like, what is this? Yeah, horrible. Chloe, we rented an old farmhouse years ago and had 2 friends stay over on different days. Didn't know both described seeing the same woman in the same room. Really hated the room after that. Oh my god, that would be like, I'd be boarding that room up. That room would be off limits. I really didn't like the person. I'd be like, yeah, we got this perfect room, you can stay right here, but we can't come in. We just come out, see us when you're ready. Oh, that would, yeah, I'd never be able to rent that place ever again. I have to leave. Decided to clean out some of my boxes and find it. Nice bug. Feel it shiny today. Calling it now. Guy Watson, thank you so much, mate. Sick. I remember when I did my 100-mile in the dark running through a forest, and I could hear noises of animals in the trees. I did a 100-mile run, and part of it was in the dark running through a forest. Mate, you are an absolute legend. That is amazing. Amazing. I don't know if I could have done that. Axel, I love horror as well. Just like you watched The Exorcist when you were way too young, I watched the original It. Ooh, with Tim Curry as the Pennywise. And I was younger, and now I can't stand clowns as an adult. Yeah, don't blame me, mate. And The Thing as well. That was something I watched when I was way too young. The Thing as well. Stephen King's The Thing. That was freaky as. Burst out the dog. That freaked me out. Yeah. When you get the shiny, what are you gonna do with the other 3DS game? I think, Thomas, what the idea was originally was we just go on to the other game and start the playthrough with where we got the shiny, but I think because we've got so many resets in on both of them, I think we'll start the playthrough on the one we get the shiny on, but we'll continue the resets on the other one until we get the shiny, and then we'll just trade that across, and it means we have one less hunt to do in the playthrough as well. Good morning, Justin. How are you doing, mate? I hope you are well and having a great Wednesday. Good luck on the shiny hunt today. You inspired me to do a new playthrough of Hot Gold SoulSilver. I won't be shiny hunting like you, but the nostalgia from watching the streams got to me. Mate, I am excited for you to start the playthrough. Hopefully we can get the playthrough started ourselves, but I hope you have a brilliant time jumping back in on these amazing games, mate. And thanks for coming by the stream today. Great to see you as always. Adventure Time had an episode about the black-eyed kids. Scared child me half to death. Yeah, mate, that story, Oddish, about that whole thing is so creepy. So creepy. Turn up at your door. If they do turn up at your door, you'll be in a trance, supposedly. The key is just not to let them in. Can't let them in. Can't let them in your house. You gotta say no. No. And you click out of the trance and you see they got black eyes. But all they want to do is come in to use the phone or the telegram or something like that. They'll say something weird and it'll click you out of this trance that you're in. Just don't answer your door. That's what my logic is after hearing that story. I'm just like, nah, I'm not answering the door. I will open the window. I'll be one of those people. I'll be like, yeah, I'll go upstairs. I'll open the window from upstairs and shout down and be like, what do you want? Who are you? And no, you're not coming in. Sorry. Bye-bye. Go away. Hassle someone else. Oh, but yeah, supposedly talking about them. Now I'm going to be thinking about this tonight when I'm in bed. I'm going to be freaking out, and then the door will go and I'll be like freaked out even more. Why have we talked about this today, chat? It's fun, but I'm going to be freaking out later. The oldest emotion, how mankind is fear. The oldest fear is fear of the unknown. That's very, very wise statement. Fear of the unknown. That is very true. Riley, honestly, ever since getting lost in the woods, we went missing at 2 p.m. and didn't get out till 10:30. Oh man, that's right. How old were you, Riley, at the time? Not being really creeped out or spooked. That's a formative experience for sure. Yeah, I can imagine, mate. It's kind of nice that it kind of, yeah, you've got that now where you just unfazed by stuff like that. But yeah, horrible experience at the time. Dan Squared, how are you doing, mate? Great to see you as always. I hope you're doing good, mate. Holy cow, how long have you been soft resetting? A while, mate. A while. It will be worth it. We will get this shiny starter at some point. It's just these games just decided to play hardball with us. But I hope you're doing well, mate. Great to see you as always. Javier, how are you doing, mate? I hope you're well. Years ago, my house was haunted. Doors open, suddenly lights turned off. Shadows appeared in the backyard. Then my mum, with friends of hers, performed a sumero. Is that how we're saying it? Sumeri. Oh man, I'm biting my words out. Yeah, sumero. I think that's how we're saying it. I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that completely wrong, which I probably am. So I'll just apologize now. We'll go on from there. All the bad things stop. That's crazy that it worked as well. You've got to think, like, what was it that was causing that as well? For them all to have suddenly stopped after you did that? Kind of weird, kind of wild. I like totally believe in all of that sort of stuff, you know. I don't think people are crazy at all for that. I think there's so much like truth in it because we just don't know, right? We don't know for sure what anything is. That all this supernatural stuff happens. Man, I watched the Blair Witch Project when it first came out. I was about 10, barely slept for months. Chloe. That film creeped me out so much as well. It's that scene at the end where they come upstairs. The girl's just standing in the corner of the room. Oh, I hate it. Yeah. That film is like, yeah, I've never actually got around to watching because they do a recent one, like a new Blair Witch film recently. But I've not watched it. Kind of a part of me is like, I don't want to watch it because I watched Paranormal Activity at the cinema years and years ago, and that was the last horror movie I ever watched. And I said at the time, I was like, I wish I had never seen that movie. If there was ever a movie I could undo from my brain, I wish it was that. It freaked me out. For months, and still to this day. And I always remember my mum telling me, which didn't help, my mum telling me a story when she was younger, where she was in bed. And it's like that sleep people explain it as sleep paralysis, where you kind of wake up and you can't move. And so that's I've learned about that after, which is a thing that people get, right? Which must be horrible to get because you kind of wake up and you can't move and you can't do anything, and you're like in this state where you just like literally feel paralyzed. But she told me this story before I knew about that, and I still kind of believe my mum. My mum not really one to make stuff up. But I mean, it could have been that, but yeah, she told me the story of her waking up one night and she said she couldn't move and she had this horrible feeling that something was in the room with her, and she could feel like this presence in the room, and she was like, she couldn't move and she was really scared, and it just felt horrible. She said whatever it was, she knew it wasn't good. And like the whole time she's telling me this, I'm like, oh my God, what in this house? We live here. Like this happened here. I'm like freaking out. And she was like, it was getting closer and closer and closer to her. And she was getting like trying her best to try and like wake up. And she was trying to reach over to my dad, who was sleeping next to her. And she couldn't reach him. And all she could hear, this is like after my nana passed away, so her mum. And she was like, all she could hear was my nana shouting to her to wake up. And I'm like, the whole time I'm sweating buckets, her telling me this story. I don't think she realized how much it actually freaked me out. And then she said she managed to get like this finger, like, oh, just touch my dad. And then as soon as she had that, like, touch my dad, she said it was like this whoosh of this, like, whole thing just went away. And she said she was so freaked out from it. But I'm like, oh my God, you know, when you're like, someone just explained the story to you, and like I'm sitting there just like, oh my God, I'm like actually shaking from you telling me this. I'm not going to sleep. And then Paranormal Activity, years after that story I watched, and it just brought all back these memories about that story my mum had told me. And I'm like, I'm convinced that there's some like evil demon out there that you can't see that's going to get you. So yeah, it was horrible experience. Yeah. And I still to this day, like, if I think about it, like if I'm getting into bed, I'm like, and it's probably one of the reasons why I have to go to sleep with something. Like I always have to have my iPad on with a show on just to take my mind off things, because I'll just lie in bed and just think about random stuff so much, and I'll just not sleep. So I need to like something on, so I'm like concentrating on just that and thinking about nothing else, so my brain will switch off and let me go to sleep. It's really bad habit I've got, but that might be part of it. Anyway, enough with the scary stories. But yeah, chat, my YouTube app literally just crashed after posting a negative comment about capitalism on this chat. Oh dear. Conspiracies continue. That is strange though. Forces it be. I see. So you have 2 shiny starters to begin with. Nice. Yeah, that would be kind of nice, Thomas, if we can do that. I think that's probably the idea, because it feels at this point where we've come so far with like one of the cards just to be like, let's just leave those resets for now. Just, I think, because we've got so deep into the hunt, we may as well continue with the other one until we do see the shiny starter appear. That's crazy. We're lost for so long, Riley. Glad you managed to get your way out. Yeah, Riley, exactly. Such a long time in the forest. But it all ended well, so that was good, mate. And it was good you had your brother with you as well. Like, at least you weren't by yourself. Imagine that on your own. Oh, horrible thought. Have you seen the film Theory about the Blair Witch Project? I haven't. Sounds creepy. Took a hiatus from Pokemon back after Platinum, and the next game I played after that was PLA. So totally missed Hard Gold, Soul Silver, Auras, and really wanted to play them for the first time. Go what's in. They're such good games. If you get the chance to jump in and play them, I would definitely recommend it. You'll have an absolute blast with them. 3,950, Professor Oak. Thank you for that. And we aren't. Oh, we're past it now. I'm so far behind in the chat. I'm so sorry. Just reading that now. It's a dreaming. How are you doing, mate? Great to see you today. I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Right, I am so far behind in chat. I'm going to try and just catch up. So if there's anyone that's put anything in that I'm skipping over, it's not intentional. It's just trying to keep up with chat. But the music is always on point. Petro got really sick some years back, and I had to sleep paralysis every single night for months during recovery. That is awful, mate. I hope you don't suffer from that now. That is so scary and really annoying for you to deal with, mate. I can't imagine how like awful that was, and I hope it's not a thing anymore, mate. Touch wood. I've never suffered with it, so I hope I don't ever, because I think I would probably give myself a heart attack if I did. A lot of scary stories here in the Philippines, but the scariest ones are about old churches, dead nuns, and kids playing around at midnight. Oh, so freaky, so freaky. We went to there's a prison near, like an old prison. It's like one of the oldest prisons in the UK. Near where we live in Shepton, and you can go for a tour there. We got tickets to go to it last Christmas, but we've just recently been to visit it and do the tour around there. And one of the tour guides tells stories about it being haunted. I mean, like, it was, I think, one of the first prisons where they did executions as well, which is, it was horrible. It was like some parts of it were like really gory. But you can imagine like it being somewhere that would be haunted, like surrounded by a lot of death and bad things, which is generally what you associate with places that are haunted. But it was used as the US used it in the war as like a military prison. So that was like the US military prison. So a lot of stuff that the US dealt with on this side of the pond were dealt with there. But the guy that was saying he did the tour, he said there's some nights I've been walking around after we finish up, he said, and I've heard children playing in the courtyard, and there's no children around here. And I'm like, that is freaky. That is super freaky. Elio, I've seen Blair Witch Project. It was a real brain. Yeah, mate, it was. And Professor Og, 3,964. And again, I've went past it, mate. We need another guess from you. Dinner, that is good ending though. Last month I found a shiny Growlithe just wandering around in Scarlet. Nice. That is awesome. Shiny Growlithe is really nice shiny as well. Flitting in from these ghost stories to the guesses. Bulldog 9 UK. Thank you so much, mate. 3,999. I'd love to be the number for this one. Stepped out for an hour and had the worst FOMO. Figured for sure the shiny would have appeared. Why? Oh, it was gone. It hasn't, mate. It's waiting for you to come back. And Semdino, You will get the shiny at 4003. Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. I hope we do. We're not too far away from that now. So, Joe, the thing about sleep paralysis is that you can get used to it being your journey into lucid dreaming and then having out-of-body experiences. Wow. You know what the craziest thing, like lucid dreaming is such a crazy thing. Like I dream like now, but I never dreamed for years. And then I started supplementing in lion's mane, the mushroom supplement. And weirdly, as soon as I started supplementing that into my diet, I started dreaming again, which is really, really crazy. Now, it could be a huge coincidence, right? But I feel like, is it that much of a coincidence? I didn't dream for years and then suddenly have these crazy dreams now. But they're never lucid. They're never like I am in control of what I want to dream about. But Tash has these crazy dreams where she can think of anything and she will be able to dream about it and play these dreams out. And then the next night she'll pick up that same dream from where she left off after she woke up the next morning and then continue that dream on. And her dad's exactly the same as that. And I'm like, what? You can actually dream like that? I find that absolutely bonkers because I don't have any control over what I dream about. I just dream, and then if I dream, I'll be dreaming about just random stuff, and it's just, yeah, I have no control. But I find dreams so fascinating. I do. Not horror story related, but have you heard of the SCP Foundation? I haven't, mate. No. What is it? Lumpy, in college, I chewed a handful of LSD and did a haunted walk of Kingston, Canada. Wild, just wild, mate. That sounds that's a life-changing experience. That sounds absolutely wild. I'd love to hear the details on that. Matt Shepton Mallet, my favorite brewery used to be based there. Wild Beer Co. Oh mate, yes. They shared the site with Westcombe Cheese. Oh mate, which is also very good. Yeah, Shepton has some hidden gems in Shepton. Yeah, very no, but the prison tour, I think it's they were going to close it down, but they got new financing, so they're keeping it open. It's definitely, if you're ever down this neck of the woods, it's definitely worth doing. It's we couldn't do too much on the day because you can stay afterwards and go and explore the rest of the site because it's so big. But I've never been so cold in my life. Like, I had a big coat on and everything, but it was a freezing day. So we did the tour and then we kind of headed on. But it'd be kind of cool to go back and explore some of the other bits though. Kelly, my poor husband, I sat up dead asleep and I was like, they're watching us from the attic. And he was like, what? And said, I don't worry. They'll wait till we go back to sleep to come back down. Oh my God. Oh, I would like, there would be no sleeping for me after that. That would be enough to do. I'd be like, we're moving. We are moving house. We are done. we're staying in a hotel until this is all sorted. Oh, I couldn't cope with that. That would freak me out so much. I do talk in my sleep though. So, but I have no idea what I'm saying. Rich Lion's meme is supposed to be great for you. Have you noticed any other benefits other than dreaming? I think just feeling a bit more brighter in myself, if that makes sense, if that's something I can kind of explain about it, but not anything else really. Just feeling a bit more less head cloudy. Sometimes I get like really head cloudy, or I used to, way more than I do now, and I feel like that kind of head fog has went away and I can think a bit more clearly. And my brain feels like spaghetti at the best of the times, where I'm just like 1,000,001 thoughts going on at one moment and my mind wanders so quickly. So anything like that to help it definitely does. Stefan, good morning. How are you doing? But Rich, I would definitely recommend it. Everyone like the stream. Shiny at 4,000. Let's go. Hopefully you're right. Stefan, thank you so much for the guess as well. I really hope you are right. Surgeon, man, now I need to ask, what wines did you guys serve at the castle you worked at? Like, what nationality? I mean, French wines or British wines a thing? I don't think we had any British wines. I'm pretty sure we didn't. No, we served loads of different nationality of wine. We had a wine list was extensively long, and we had a huge cellar with different wines in. So telling you an exact one, it was wines from around the world, but specifically obviously French, Italian, Australian, South African. They were like the most popular ones that we served. But we had a guy come in when we worked at the restaurant. He was like a professional, I can't remember what you call it, like a wine taster, and he went through the entire wine list with us and told us what wines were good with what food and why they were good with the, different wines for different meat, different dishes. And then we had all the dessert wines as well. So there was like, yeah, the wine list was thick, mate. But at least doing that, we were able to recommend certain wines that we had to certain people that came in, clientele that came in to the restaurant and asked for what wine would be good with that meal. But it was all listed against like the different dishes and stuff recommended. Chefs recommended wine with this dish and stuff like that. So it was made a little bit easier for us rather than having to remember every single wine. But we had lots of wines. Woke up on a night standing beside me bed, and I couldn't go back to sleep because I was convinced there was a snake in my bed. Oh man, don't. Oh, horrible. I've done that before. I've woke up and been convinced there's something in the bed with me, and like been like rummaging around trying to get it and freaked out, and then realizing, wait, that there's nothing here, which is scary. Take some at 7 mushroom supplement every single day. Have you felt a benefit from that, David? 7 mushroom supplement. Mushrooms are like an absolutely magical thing. Like they're so powerful, so good for you. I think all the different ones. But how much lion's mane do you take? Sounds like something I need from brain fog. I have to have a look. I will find out for the next stream. I will have a look on the packet and see what dose it is. I wouldn't imagine it's a great amount, but like I normally take 2 of the tablets that I get in this and the pack, the supplement pack that I take. So I don't know what milligrammage that would be though. I was going to college for viticulture. I was going to become a wine taster. Oh wow, Lumpy, you should follow through with that. You should become one. I imagine you'd be quite a good wine salesman, wine taster. You've got to have a really good palate as well, haven't you, to do that? Taste all of the fruity flavors and the oakiness of wine and stuff like that. It's fascinating though. I'm also a certified sommelier. I don't even know how to pronounce that. David, I'm just going to apologize. Talking about wines, the Yellowfoot Australian whites are exceptional for fish. Hope to try it soon. And the Francis Ford Coppola red wine is exquisite with steak. What do you like with your food? I'm not a big wine fan, to be honest, mate. I will drink wine, but it normally ends up really messy. And the occasions that I do drink wine is normally at weddings. If I'm at weddings and it's there and I'm like, I'm not very sophisticated in that kind of sense of it. Not that I dislike them. I just get way too wasted if I start on wine, and I always end up mixing it with other stuff, so it always gets really messy. So I've never got the best feeling about drinking wine because I always know how it's going to end. Like one wedding I went to, like this is a wedding, how long ago was this? Okay, so the last wedding I went to where I drank red wine, I was on a table with Tasha's cousin, who I met for the first time. Really big drinker, brilliant guy, but was one of those people where if you're drinking with them, they drink really fast and they kind of almost make you keep up with them, and it's really not a great thing to get into. And we were the only ones drinking red wine on our table, and I had way too much, and he kept bringing like pints over afterwards as well. So like most of the pictures from that night are me with like 2 pints in my hand because I just couldn't keep up. And this guy's like 6'5", so much bigger than me, but it was a struggle. And I just remember one point in the night, I just had my head on the table like this, and I was just puking on the floor. It's a horrible story, but I was just puking on the floor. And then I ended up in the back of someone's car, because I was just like, they just put me in the back of someone's car, bundled me up, and I was just like a mess. Yeah, and then I remember getting the taxi back home afterwards, and the taxi guy was like, he's not getting in here. And then everyone else was like, no, it'll be fine. He won't be sick. He won't be sick. He's been sick. He's done now. And he was like, if he's sick in here, like, you're paying for the whole cab to get cleaned out, valeted. And I think everyone else at that point was like, yeah, fine. He's not going to be sick. And as soon as we pulled off, and there wasn't anywhere to kind of pull over either, I was like, I'm going to be sick. I'm going to be sick. And I ended up puking in Tasha's handbag. It was not a good memory of that evening. So yeah, that was my last wine experience, and that was a while ago, so I barely touch wine, to be honest. But yeah, that wasn't good. So no mushrooms. I have microphobia, so no mushrooms for me, thanks. Never melt ice. Could you not even take the supplements for that? Would that be not even on the cards? It was like a supplement form. Would it just be the same sort of thing that would happen? Sorry if I'm being ignorant, and that's like a stupid question. I had dreams when I woke up thinking, oh no, I repeated this class. If I don't go, and then it's like, wait, I have my degree years ago. Wait there, Lisa's dropped something. I need to see. Shani Landros is here after 3,025 resets. Lisa, congratulations. One step closer. That is amazing. Is that the last one as well? That's amazing. Congrats on the Shiny Landorus. Hopefully we can follow suit with you today with these starters. At least one of them. That's amazing though. Fungi are crazy. Especially in the mold spores, they damage all your Pokemon cards and collectibles. Very true, very true. Sam, how are you doing, mate? Great to see you. I hope you are having a fantastic Wednesday. Great to see you as always, and thanks for joining the stream today. I'm doing all right, mate. Absolutely insane. We still don't have our shiny starter. I wish you so much luck and a good time. Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. Yeah, Phoenix, I am with you on that. I try and stay away from it now. I can't be trusted with it. Especially, well, yeah. Get you from the team, so it wasn't too bad. This is true, Lumpy, yeah. I wasn't cut from the team, so. My girl is from Vietnam, where they have a plum wine that I'd never experienced before. She brought over a bottle and I put it away like water. Sugary hangover was brutal. Oh, I can imagine. What was the what's that honey that you can get that's like mad honey or something like that? There's a honey as well, isn't there, that's like a bit weird. I can't think of the name of it. Can't do wine. No one as cool as Professor Oak though. This is very true. Did I miss the Animal Crossing? No, it hasn't been on yet. We haven't had it yet, David, I don't think. Let's go shiny right now. Come on, this is the one. We need the shiny right now. Yeah, but these big round tables when I was puking, like, they were huge round tables. They must have sat about like 10 people around them. The amount of puke that I was puking at the time with my head like just planted on the edge of the table. And yeah, it was, I just couldn't, I was so incapacitated. Oh, it's like, I'm horrible even admitting this story. But yeah, the puke circle was like the size of the table, of the underneath of the table. So it was, yeah, it was pretty bad. Pretty bad. I've been in some pretty bad states over the years. So what did you have for dinner last night? Dinner last night was, hey, we had like a pasta dish. So it was like a pork fennel pasta dish. So I made like a pork ragu with fennel in it, lots of garlic. I made like a red wine tomatoey stock, and then put it all together, and bit of a sprinkling of like Italian hard cheese and parsley on the top. It's lush. Beautiful. Be a perfect dish for wine if we were a wine drinker, but yeah. No wine, just water with it. And what about you, Sergio? Clearly me, my husband's family, they're all the way big drinkers than me. Yeah, I'm a cheap drunk. Can't keep up sometimes, accidentally overdo it around them. It's so hard not to, right? Yeah, it's so easy to fall into the trap. Especially when you're with people that like drink like crazy amounts. Matt, mead. Lindisfarne mead. Mead's so nice. There's the link there with the honey mead. Don't know why Manuka honey came to mind. It's not Manuka honey. It's like, yeah, mead is a honey wine. But there's a weird honey, right? Like a foreign honey. I can't remember what it's called. It was on Joe Rogan ages ago. He was like, it had a guest. It was like, I can't remember what they call it. I have to think about what it is. But it's got like crazy properties in it. And it makes you feel kind of like high when you eat it. Can't remember what the name of the honey is though. For the life of me. So many people getting turned off by acidic, overly tannic, cheap reds when the right wine off for years. Gotta find an amazing granary and thank me later. Best red grape. Where is that? Best red grape tastes like fruit leather. Fruit leather. That sounds so appealing. Fruit leather. Mad honey. Mad honey. Is that the one, Zach? Nepalese honey. That might be it. Is it mad honey? It might be that. Yeah. That sounds familiar. You don't have to. But can you adjust your numbers in the boxes? Yes, I can, Sergio. I know how you feel, mate. It needs to be a bit more uniform. They're not, I don't like it myself. Get them nice and centered as well. We'll have to play around with them in a moment, but we'll get there. Like that. They're lined up. That's better. That's better. There we go. Nice and uniformed. Found some on cliffs where the bees pollinate in whose hallucinogenic plant. Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? And then you can eat it and have that hallucinogenic experience, I guess, just from honey. Finally finished my first decks ever in Violet and couldn't be happier. Childhood dream came true with the shiny charm. I wasn't want to hunt my first shiny Charmander. Should I go for eggs or mass appearance? I reckon mass outbreak. Like mass appearance, yeah. I think that's what you should do. Drop a sandwich, sparkling level 3 sandwich, and go for it that way. It's probably easier than the egg hunt. Way easier than the egg hunt, I would say. You might get multiples from the sandwich as well, but congrats, Sam. I'm excited for you to do the Charmander hunt. Maybe fruit leather isn't a thing in the UK, but I mean like a fruit snack. Ah, okay. That sounds better, yeah. Like leather, I'm thinking of like a leather jacket or a leather shoe. I don't know why. No shiny, no shiny. Okay. Used to be big into wine, but since I started long distance running, I have a glass once every 2 to 3 months. Tolerance for any form of alcohol is ridiculously low. I am exactly like that now, mate. I do not have any tolerance for it now. They need to get some Aussie Goon cask wine. I'd love to, mate. Aussie wine was always very, very popular in the restaurant though when we worked there. I've been infusing THC and CBD in honey. We have a big greenhouse. Wow. You have your own honey as well, Lumpy. Hey, you've got like it all going on. I'd love to keep bees. I think keeping bees would be like such a cool thing to do. Medicated honey, elite S tier. Mad honey. And I really wish you the shiny really soon. Thank you, Bits of Dream, and I hope we do see it soon. Anyone have ball recommendations for Lando? Forgot to buy repeats for it. If you've got a level ball, that would be a nice one for it. I always think the level ball suits Landorus quite nice, especially the shiny one. But regular ball, Premier Ball is always a nice option, I guess. Depends what you've been catching them in up to now. These are Ultra Ball, though, always a nice safe one as well. Shane's Gate, you follow Newcastle heavily this season? I have, mate. Yeah, unfortunately, it started off so well. And then everything's kind of been against the tune ever since then. It's been a bit of a pitter out, and we've got 10 games left. As Bruno, as the only one true Bruno in the Premier League would say, to save our season. So hopefully the West Ham game's going to be so big, though. If we can get a result against West Ham, like we need to get a result against West Ham. I do worry if we finish like where we are in the league right now, that Bruno, Isaac might leave, and that would be super sad. But we'll have to see how it all plays out. My grandma used to make fruit leather. It's interesting. Wow. It's the first time I've heard of it. Got an allotment last month and starting to look at beekeeping courses to get my own. Wow, Rich, that'll be amazing, mate. I don't see me getting any mad honey though. Yes, I'm mentally 65, only 35. No, mate, that's cool. I like that. I like the idea of that. I think that'll be a lot of fun. I think there's a lot of pluses to that sort of thing as well, you know, like for getting back to nature and like having that mindfulness about like just, you know, doing like things like that rather than, yeah, being inside all the time. Being out amongst nature is always good. I like the idea of it though, mate. I hope you find the course and get it done. You're going to be like a honey producer in the future. Love Amish wine because it tends to be sweet. Nice. It's like a dessert wine. When it's time to shine, we will shiny hunt Andrew WK. Oh, you want to shiny hunt hard. We need the Lumpy and David podcast to drop soon. I think that's like, yeah, we need to make this happen. All fun and games till a bee gets in your suit. Yeah, be true. But bees are all right? Bees aren't like mean like a wasp or anything. Like wasps are just relentless, where they'll just sting you for no reason and relentlessly over and over again. At least that's from my experience. But bees don't generally tend to sting, do they? I think they're like, it's a last resort for a bee, isn't it? I always feel like bees are way friendlier. I don't think Bruno Guimaraes will leave, to be honest, Lee. What teams are out there would be able to swoop in for him that are huge upgrades to the tune? Real Madrid, mate. They've got an age in midfield, and that's what worries me. Real Madrid coming in for him, and you can't be angry if he goes to like Real Madrid, you know? Like if Real Madrid come in for him, I'd be very sad if he left. I'd be so sad, because I think Bruno's probably one of the best midfielders like we've ever had at the club. And I feel like we need to build a team around him, but I couldn't begrudge him going. I feel like footballers' careers are so short. So he's like, what, 26, getting on 27 now. You think you're probably coming to like the prime years of your career. If you got the opportunity to join Real Madrid, if you've refused it, would it ever come back up again? You think you got to take that chance if that comes around. But I mean, we've got like, I think it's 100 million release clause. So yeah. And I could see Isaac as well being a target as well for bigger teams. Again, probably not as much for Isaac going, because I think Isaac will probably have more opportunities in his career because he's very good in front of goal. Whereas I think midfielders are a little bit different, aren't they? But yeah, that's what worries me, Real Madrid coming in. I don't think it'll be a Premier League club, although that Pep always flutters his eyes at Bruno Guimaraes every time we play him. But I don't think City have the cash to splash on Bruno. But you never know. You never know. They might want to outlay another 100 mil on a player. But I don't know if they really need him, City. So with their midfield, it seems pretty solid. But yeah, I feel like, yeah, that's going to be a bit dicey depending on how the season ends for us. Shannon, how are we doing? I hope you're good and having a great Wednesday. Thanks so much for hopping in and joining the stream today. Still no shiny, but maybe it's just waiting for you guys to all show up together so it pops up and everyone can experience it. I often listen to regional championships while I'm pottering down there. Need that sun to shine, but not as much as that Totodile. Mate, telling me. Hopefully the Totodile shines, but that sounds epic though. It'll be lush in the like the spring and the summer down there, mate. Spend some nice time down there. Nothing and nothing just yet. Zachary, puree some fruit with a sprinkle of sugar and then spread it thin and dehydrate at 160 to 200 Fahrenheit and watch it until it becomes dry leather like sheets, usually a few hours. Wow. Mate, I'm gonna try that. That sounds pretty nice. I keep thinking these chikorritas are shiny, but they're definitely not. It's more of a brown leaf and a more yellowy body. Back, doesn't look like we missed anything, Danny. No. Just a lot of ghost stories, ghosty chat, some chat about wines, some crazy stories from me drinking too much wine. But other than that, not too much. Hello, Rhodes. How are you doing, my friend? Great to see you. I have both bees and 2 kinds of wasps in my yard. Only stung once in 20 years. Wow. I got stung. I've only ever been stung by wasps. So one of them was my fault for sure. As a kid, playing around with a wasp's nest, so it was inevitably going to happen. And the other time was a random wasp which just landed on me, and I went to get it off me and it just stung me like multiple times for no reason. Real Madrid, Dominic, Canavingra, Valverde. Those have replacements for Cruz and Modric. Do they have those replacements? Or maybe them were safe. I just feel like he would do so well in a team like that as well. Said he would take Bruno G to replace Phillips 100%. That's true. I mean, a great upgrade on Phillips, right? Yeah, they've got Bellingham as well, I guess. Also there, so I think Ramirez will stay. I mean, could Barca splurge 100 million on Bruno G? Because I think the clause is there for foreign teams. I don't know what the clause is for domestic teams, so it might be more for like the likes of City or other teams like that to come in for him. Really needed the context on Bruno that you were talking about the Elite Four members. No, sorry, Bruno Gomes, the Brazilian who plays for Newcastle. He's like a talisman. He's a star player, and he's just I love Bruno. He's brilliant. Both top players, but I think if you guys stay injury free of the last 10 games, I think you guys will do well, hopefully, mate. And I think with the teams that we've got, there are a lot of games that are like winnable. I think the toughest games are probably Spurs at home, and then Man United at Old Trafford. So they're probably the toughest ones you would say from the list. Not disrespect to any of the other teams, but they're not. I think West Ham's going to be a tough game, and obviously with where they are in the league as well, it's quite important that we do win if we want to make a push for like the conference spot in the league. But I don't know. Yeah, we'll see how it happens. I just think if we can get any sort of European football next year, it will help maybe keep those players, and then we can build on things for next season. 4027. Right, this is the one, Professor Oak, we're getting here. Petra, as kids, we were playing with little Pokemon toys and accidentally triggered a wasp nest. Oh, that is so scary. Been phobic ever since. I don't blame you. Yeah, I was being an idiot with the wasp nest, so deservedly got stung when I was a kid. We found one in the ground. It was like the holes, so we blocked up one of the holes and then put like a bottle over the other hole, being just idiot children at the time. And there was obviously another place for them to get out, and they did. And I remember running away from a bunch of wasps, and one landed on my leg and like stung me. I deserved it though, so you know, I didn't ever play around with wasp nests after that though, so I learned my lesson. The Air Jordan 9 powder blues released this Saturday. They look comfortable and very elegant. Would rock those with chinos or jeans. Very nice, mate. Jordans. What's your favorite Jordans though? What are your favorite Jordans? 3s? Classics? The old classics? They're bringing a lot of them back out now, aren't they? Love a pair of Jordans. Bruno G would be great backup for Real Madrid. Do you not think I guess when you reel off the players that they got, it's kind of hard to be like for anyone to come in to that team and be like a first teamer, you know? Yeah, Talking about wasps, when I was like 12, one flew up my shorts and let loose on one of my family jewels. Oh man, Muffin, that's horrible, mate. That reminds me of that like film, We Are the Millers. Gets bit by the spider. That's giving me like horrible thoughts, mate. That is horrible. That is awful, mate. I'm sorry you had to deal with that, and I'm sorry I'm laughing. I don't mean to. That's horrible. Like, so I got super stung by red ants and sitting next to a hole filled with them when I was a kid. Still remember how it felt like a big burn, and it hit me on the back, on my neck and one arm. Ugh. Man, that is brutal. So sorry to hear that, mate. Yeah, I also have links to Bruno, but I think we will go in for a winger. This transfer window, low-key, could also snag Kimmich somehow. Wow. That would be a massive coup. I could see Bruno going to Barca. I feel like, you know, Real Madrid, Barca, definitely teams that you could see those players going to. There's only a handful of teams though. I mean, PSG is another one that's also been linked a lot. I just don't want to see him going to PSG. I feel like you don't want to go and play in the French league. Like, just stay in the Premier League or go to La Liga, I guess. Nothing against the French league, just like you've got like the few teams at the top and the rest of the league just doesn't feel that strong, you know? Got some very good teams in there, but I just feel like it's not as appealing, I think. So nothing this side. Nothing this side. Okay. What's your home favorite football team? I go to a bar that always has the games on. Maybe I'll take an interest. David, my team is Newcastle United. My second team, because of Professor Oak, is Barcelona from this season on. So I'm gonna be a Barca supporter for Professor Oak. Be at my team away from Newcastle when Newcastle aren't playing. Hey, you love Bruno Guimaraes. Love you and everything. Teachers and entertainers make us feel like family. Thank you. Sergio, you're too kind, my friend. You are way too kind. But I know I could sing you a Bruno Guimaraes song or a few Bruno songs. Bruno's magic hat. Jordan 3 black cement for me, the best sneaker in history. I agree with you. Is that the one? Does it have like the red fleck on it, or like up the sides, Professor Oak? Like a little bit of a red fleck up the sides, like on the side of the shoe, outside. I think I know the ones you mean, but yeah, the black. Can't really go wrong with those. Always get it a bit more than anyone by bugs. I think it has something to do with my blood type. I'm extra tasty to them. Yeah, my dad's like that. My dad like gets absolutely munched on by anything. I'm pretty lucky. I must have like bad taste in blood because I don't really get bit that often. There's only a few occasions in my life where I've been like absolutely ruined. Like horseflies a couple of years ago. I don't know if anyone's been bit by a horsefly. It's probably as bad as a wasp sting, but the after effects of it are just like way worse because they swell up like crazy, and I got like absolutely ravaged. I was like clearing some garden years ago in like long grass and stuff, and there were loads of them in there, and they like absolutely crucified my legs, and I was in such a mess. It's horrible. They're horrible things. Got bit by a brown recluse too. What is that? What is a brown recluse? Crawled into my bed, got my leg while I was sleeping, had a big black spot on my leg and had to go to get anti-venom stuff. But check your beds tonight. Man, is that a spider, dude? This is sort of like the one thing in the UK that we never really have to worry about is getting bit by spiders and stuff like that, you know? We're pretty lucky over here for that sort of thing. We don't really have any snakes to worry about either. Danny, mosquitoes love me. My bites swell up so bad. Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, I know. Like my dad's like that. It's so like I feel lucky to a point where I don't get affected too bad. Oh, it's so annoying though that it's like what you have to deal with all the time. Does anyone over the pond actually care about when the NFL has American football games in London? Definitely. They're always fully booked out. 100% Brian. Yeah. Always. It's really big over here. Weirdly, when I was over in Germany recently for the Dortmund regional, they were saying, the Germans, how big the NFL's getting over in Germany as well. And they're worried, like the football association is worried that the NFL is looking more and more likely to like surpass the Bundesliga. Now, I don't know how much truth is in that, but there must be some sort of like worry about it because it's just such a big thing over there, which is crazy to think, because I wouldn't have ever thought like it would be big in somewhere like Germany, but it is pretty big over here in the UK. I know lots of people that follow the NFL religiously. Brown recluse, big scary venomous spider. Oh, I feel very lucky sometimes that we don't have anything like that in this country. They were like $40 on eBay, and then like new yet will probably last in longboarding longer than Stan Smith mesh knit, or longer than Chuck Taylor's. It's true. I also got brown recluse bit in Ohio. Wow. I'd freak out if I got bit by a spider. Like, I'm never really worried about spiders because I've never really had to worry about spiders. What's wrong with snakes, mate? I love them. I own 2 snakes, never had issues with them. No, but they bite, right? They bite and they can kill you if they like. You get those venomous ones, man. This is another thing. We don't get very many of them. We got like 3 snakes, different snake species in the UK. You've got grass snake, adder, and then you have a slowworm, which I don't know if you would class as a snake really, but an adder is a venomous, but I guess it could kill like a young child. I don't think it would have enough venom. It would probably be horrible to get bitten off one. Probably still have to go to hospital, but I don't think it would kill like an adult. But yeah, I've seen a few adders. I used to get lots up in the woods where I grew up. I've never seen one down here. I've seen some slowworms, which are weird little things, which are like these weird like silvery white snakes. They look like snakes, but they're called slowworms. I don't know. They're kind of like a mix between a snake and a lizard, I guess, because they have like little stubs with where they obviously used to have like arms, but they've evolved to be more like snake-like. I don't know, weird things. I've only seen a couple of those. They're still freaky though. But yeah. Nothing wrong with them, Nilo. Lots of people have them as pets. I couldn't have yeah, I don't know if I could have a snake as a pet. There's a few things that I couldn't have as pets. Snake's probably one of them. Especially a python. I'd be too worried about it wrapping me up and then trying to swallow me in my sleep. And spiders, probably another thing. And rats would be the other one. They're like my 3. Where I live now, there's no spiders, but I used to live where there's a bunch of crazy spiders and animals. Yeah, like they're the kind of like, I guess the most exotic thing that you get around here is like, I guess foxes. That's probably about as exotic as it gets. And yeah, I mean, there's less foxes in the countryside where I am now than there was when we lived in the city in Bristol. Like, we used to have like a family of foxes in Bristol, like out the front of where we lived. And then like every year they'd have like a litter and you get like these little tiny baby cute foxes like running around. It was really cute. But yeah, that's why I always carry a knife with me. If a snake or an animal tries to get me, it ain't gonna go down. This is the thing, I don't have to even think about that. Go down without a fight. If anyone is looking for a nice pocket knife, check out Paragon Warlock. There we go. Yeah. Wow. You know what else you haven't seen of the UK? Kookaburra. Is it Kookaburra? Yeah, we haven't got that. Got anything like that? What do we have? I know the story about the Kookaburra as well, isn't it? Like comes and seeks revenge, doesn't it? Once every, I don't know how many years it is, or is it every year that happens? I think snakes are so cool, but I'm good at admiring from a healthy distance. I'm a bit like that on those horse, yeah. I love learning about stuff like that and finding out about them, but yeah. Couldn't have snakes as a pet to feed it. Rats. Well, that, I think that for a reason would be like, yeah, I couldn't do it because I can't, like rats as my phobia. Biggest phobia. Just cannot stand snakes eating. Creeps me the hell out. Yeah, that. Nilo's probably like, you guys disgust me with your opinions. Sure, you're very understanding, Nilo. And I hope we're not causing too much offense. Because none of it is meant to be. But the narrative through like the whole narrative that you brought up with snakes are dangerous. Dangerous. Stay away from snakes. Growing up, me and my brother had a deal. I handle spiders for him and he handles snakes for me. Wow. It's crazy that you like, that's the deal that you had. I'd probably go that deal a way around as well. I'd probably go that way. I just get bears, moose, some lynxes. We get foxes too. Bears, just bears, lynxes, huge cats. Man, crazy. This is how lucky we are in the UK, right? You guys are talking like, imagine I couldn't imagine a bear rocking up in my back garden. I don't know what I would do. I don't like there's a bear in my backyard. Like, I'm walking down the street. Freak out. I feel like I wouldn't be able to like go out of my house with my like AirPods in or anything. I'd be like, I need to be vigilant because a bear might get me. I'm sure that's not the case, but I would be, yeah. Chupacabra, pronounced Chupacabru. Chupacabru. Chupacabra, pronounced Chupacabru. Is that right, mate? Thank you for the pronunciation. 19 minutes past midnight in Queensland. Mate, I hope we get this shiny soon. I always appreciate you coming so late as well. Friend's sister had a pet cockroaches, and I shudder every time I think about it. I didn't even know cockroaches could be pets. Lots of coyotes in Ohio, barely black bears. Like, which is the worst? I always was under the impression that black bears were worse than brown bears because black bears would like stalk you if you were in the woods, whereas brown bears won't stalk you. They'll just like come after you, that sort of thing. I don't know how true that is. The only UK natural disaster, an ill-prepared queue. Yeah, basically. We have cougar sightings occasionally in the city. In Utah, wow. Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, there's not really anything to be scared of in the UK, really, animal-wise. You're kind of, yeah. Magpies are ones that swoop here each yearly. That's the bird that attacks. The magpies, the maggies. That happens a lot in my house. A bear has gotten into my dumpster and flipped it before and ripped my grill right off my porch, left it in pieces on my lawn. I guess you like at that when that happens, I guess you just like have to just accept that that's happening. There's not, I don't feel like there's not much you can do to prevent that. Do you get bear spray and stuff? Does that work? Couldn't camp in North America. The kind of wildlife, even down just being able to cook food. Yeah, I think that's what would worry me. I'd love to do, what's the trail up is it the east coast of America? You start in like Florida and go all the way up to the top of Canada. I can't remember what the trail's called. It's a very famous trail that lots of people do. I always like the idea of that. I thought that would be such a cool thing to do, but yeah, I'd freak out. I mean, you start down in Florida. If that's where you do start, you're going to start with like you get the pythons at the minute down there. You've got the alligators. I don't know what else you get in Florida that could be scary, could get you. And then you work your way up to bear country. I guess that midsection might be all right. Black bears just want your food. Usually don't like to be near people though. Ah, okay. So they're the safer ones. I heard black bears more scared of people than brown bears, but I'm not expert. Avoid both. I would 100% avoid both. I remember when the only time I've been like anywhere out was we went to Yosemite years ago, and like absolutely like one of the most picturesque, beautiful places I ever been in my life. It was just amazing. But I remember walking through the forest, and bear in mind there's lots of other tourists around at this point, so it's not like we're by ourselves. There's loads of people about. But I kept thinking, I was like, all that was going through my head was, what am I gonna do if like a mountain lion pops out, or if a bear comes out of nowhere? What am I gonna do? Am I gonna be fast enough to get back to the bus before it gets me? Literally going through my head, I'm like, what? I'm planning out the scenario about, like, I'm like, okay, if it came over that ridge there, what am I gonna do? Crazy. And you'd have to, I feel like you'd almost like have to think like that all the time. But yeah, like, we obviously didn't see anything. There was nothing like that. I mean, it would have been cool to see a bear in real life, but again, it would have been kind of scary. More worried about getting shot than being bitten by a snake, in my opinion. Nearly 24,000 checks. Surely you gotta get this one by now, Charlie. I hope so, mate. Getting close, aren't we? Muffin, there are laws that you can't like mess with the bear unless it's about to harm you or someone at the house, because they're protected and have to have a license to kill them. Wow. So only if it's trash in your house, you can't do anything. You just gotta let it finish what it's doing. The apparition on trail, that's the one, John. Yeah, always like the sound of that. It'd be such a great challenge to do, you know. Offense, but I wouldn't want to live in Texas. I think living in Texas sounds great. Great fun. Freaked out. I guess you get used to like what things to be like you know, wary of and stuff like that as you go, as you live there. You'd adapt. Got my dial, got home, and went to Violet. Got a shiny Chikorita and Torchic. Nice, Charles. Congrats on those 2 starter shinies. Hope that's like foreshadowing for something here. Thing saying it goes with brown, lie down, black, fight back. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Brown, lie down. Lie down in front of a brown bear. Oh, I don't know if I could do that. I'd be like, nah. One time, some extra strength mushrooms, and me and my buddies were out in the field, and a black bear came wandering out of the woods. What? Just the answer is never run away from a cougar or a bear. Gotta make yourself big. Yeah, never run from like, I feel like a big cat as well. Like, yeah, they're instantly gonna be like, oh, this is dinner, like time to play. There's me, everyone else standing still and like, oh my god, there's a bear, stay still, make lots of noise. And then there's me running away and the bear being like, ooh. Go for that thing that's running. Looks fun. That's food on legs. Lived in Texas for 9 months, loved it. San Antonio is so awesome. Bet the weather's always nice as well. Late chat, gotta go. Rest of the stream, hope you get the shiny soon. Professor Oak, thank you so much for coming by, mate, and I'll hopefully catch up with you again very soon, mate, and have a great rest of your day, mate. And thanks as always for coming by, supporting the stream, hanging out, and following us on this journey for these starter Pokemon. I live in nature. I only fear other people more than animals. Animals have logic. People don't. And that's very true. Very true. And Phoenix. Oh no, Phoenix isn't off. Professor Oak's just saying bye to Phoenix. Okay. Then everyone's clearing out. Right, come on, let's get this. Get this. What are we looking like? Okay. Axel, Lake Texas is a bad idea. Full of big snakes, tarantulas, giant insects like cockroaches, mutant lizards. Trust me, visit my cousin once. For them all. Just that visit. Mutant lizards. What kind of lizards though? Yeah, you get rattlesnakes, don't you? Rattlers. Rattlesnakes in Texas? I don't know. Yeah, the rules make yourself big and scary. Find a stick as well. I guess that would help. Speaking of amusement parks, are there any amusement parks in your neck of the woods, Lee? Do you like roller coasters? I love roller coasters. Down this area, there isn't really anything. I guess like closer to London, you've got a lot more. You've got like Thorpe Park's probably the closest one. Thing is though, there's some really good, like you got Drayton Manor as well, which is cool. Then you got like Legoland. The thing is, when you've been to the States and you've been to like you've been to Universal, you've been to Disneyland or Disney World, you know, comparing those to the UK, like I'm not bashing on the UK, but comparing them to UK amusement parks, they're nowhere near on the same level. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah, I feel like in the States, they do a really great job of immersing you in that particular ride at the time. So you actually feel like whatever the ride's about, the roller coaster's about, especially at Universal and Disney, they have this like way of being able to kind of make it feel like the whole experience is like you in this place doing this thing that's all based around this ride, which I absolutely love. And you don't quite get that in the UK, and I think, like, nothing wrong. UK has some great roller coaster rides and stuff like that, but there's no immersiveness around. Is that even a word, immersiveness? But there's nothing like that to kind of immerse yourself in the UK. But there's some cool theme parks. Alton Towers is probably the best one, I would say, in the UK, but that's a bit more towards Manchester area than London. Can't describe how badly I don't want to go to the gym today, but these are the days where you have to push through the difficult makers. Riley, yeah, mate, do it. Because I was very close this morning to being like, I'm not going to go for my run this morning, do my strength training. I was like, I'm just gonna continue a bit of the shiny hunting I was doing for this video, and I'll do it tomorrow. And I'm so pleased. I was like, nah, I'm gonna go, and I did not want to. And even when I started running, my legs were aching this morning, my like knees, just from running a bit more recently, I think. Yeah, and I was just like, oh, this is a bad idea, but I stuck it out, mate. Just gotta push through. Just think of that end, how you feel like at the end. It'll be worth it. Just get through this. You know it, mate. It's these days that make it worthwhile. You see those little lizards on the wall? I'm not sure what's their name. They're grey and green, but once I saw like a holographic blue one. It glowed with the sun. Those are mutants. Are they mutants? Or are they just not like really clever lizards? Busch Gardens is amazing. Busch Gardens is incredible. Alton Towers is, yeah, rubbish compared to that. Yeah, I would 100% agree with you. I think, like, you can't even compare them, can you? I mean, when you compare, like, that's what I mean, like, comparing, like, US theme parks to UK theme parks, there's a lot to be desired. The US just do it way better, bigger and better. Unfortunately. Axel, the skin glowed like a hologram. Couldn't believe it. And then ran super fast. So here, rare glow. Super speed, mutant lizard. Brand, sounds like you've only been to the good amusement parks in the US, lol. There are plenty without an immersive experience. I guess Busch Gardens doesn't have that immersive experience, really. That's more just about the rides, isn't it? Yeah. I can imagine as well. It's like making the assumption that all US are going to be great, you know, when it's not the case. And the US is so big. I'm sure there's bad ones there, but in the big ones that I've been to in the US always like just have done it so well. Just call me gamer. How are we doing? Thanks so much for joining us today. I hope you are well, and hopefully you coming in at the right time. We'll see this shine today. 4,100 my guess. Ashley, I hope you're right, mate. Still didn't find a shiny. Nothing yet. My belly, that's when you need to remember tomorrow never comes. Finally, you guys, the tops. Gonna give it till my shiver quivers. Mate, you got this. Win the scent. How are you doing? I was about to cancel gym, but pushed and just let my tiredness and negative emotions to have the greatest and longest gym session ever. Nice, mate. That's such a good example of like, just like, yeah, not giving in. So easy to just give in, isn't it? And just not do it. And it's like you always get, I think you get the results just being that consistent and just like not giving in to being, yeah, not doing it. And San Antonio, there is Six Flags. I've heard of Six Flags, and they have a wooden roller coaster that terrifies me since it was erected in 1968. It's killed over 30 people and it's still going. What, you can still go on it now? A wooden roller coaster. Yeah, I think I would probably be like, draw the line. I'd be like, nah, 30 people. I don't want to be the 31st. It's going to happen again. I can't believe it's still like, it still operates though. That's crazy. Man, over 24k seen already. He beat mine that I got in 17k. Xander, mate, I hope we can just find the shiny very soon. I keep like seeing the Chikorita is like almost shiny. It's like every time I'm booting into the game now, it's like it's that yellowy brown color. Jesse, how are you doing? I hope you're well and having a great day. Thanks so much for joining the stream. And also Andres, thank you for the subscribe. You joined the stream with us today. I hope you enjoy it with us, my friend, and great to see you as always. Nothing. A dream of going to Disney in Japan. I would love to do that. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? In Japan as well would be fantastic. Only time I could get workout today was 5:15 a.m. Caleb, that is like absolute grind encapsulated, mate. That's crazy. Fair play, mate. That's amazing. Busch Gardens in Tampa has the zoo and the rides. It's a good time. Busch Gardens is great. I want to go to Super Nintendo World. I'd love to go to Super Nintendo World. Didn't they used to have like a Pokemon theme park, or do they still have a Pokemon theme park? Oh, I feel like I'm just resetting over the shiny, and I'm not. Zachary, just keep your arms and legs inside the ride at all times and pray no catastrophe failure, lol. Yeah, that would, especially if it's wooden as well. If you're strictly looking for roller coaster rides, check out Cedar Point in Ohio. I do love a roller coaster. I do. They're so much fun. It's scary though when you hear these like horror stories of people like, yeah, dying on them. It's like, puts me off a little bit. Which star would you prefer to be shiny? Even though I'm sure at this point you'd be happy with either of the three. Yeah, I'd be happy with any of them, Justin. But if you could choose one, I would pick the Totodile. That would be my favorite one. I just love shiny Totodile. So getting that little shiny croc would be amazing. But like you say, at this point, I'm just happy with anything. Went on Gowazi at Busch Gardens when it was wooden. Before that, it was knocked down and rebuilt. Brilliant experience. So noisy. Wow. I didn't even know they did wooden roller coasters. That is great. I guess, yeah, before like metal was a thing and roller coasters have been a thing for a long time. Wooden roller coaster. Hershey Park has some great rides. You can head over to the factory and get some good old chocolate and more. Wow, I didn't know that Hershey's had a like amusement ride place as well. My bro works for Kaiju Productions, so I go to Japan to visit sometimes. Mr. Baza, that's amazing, mate. When's your next trip out there? Great place though. I really have to go back. The wooden roller coaster was barely reinforced with steel 5 years ago. Now it's called the Steel Rattler. And last year a girl died. Oh my god. And the one in Arlington, Texas just closed down last year. Wow. Only just reinforced with steel 5 years ago. That is scary, especially when you think how much use these rides get out of them as well. Probably like going non-stop in like the height of the season. Went to Super Nintendo World, very packed but very cool. I bet it's like such an experience. Come on chat, 40 more likes. Wow, we're 160 likes already. Thank you so much for all of the likes, everyone, today. That's so kind of you all, and I really appreciate it. So thank you again. I think you're ago. How did you get into being a broadcaster of a competitive Pokemon? Weirdly, because I used to play, well, I played for a long time, competitive Pokemon. And I think I did all right when I played. I didn't do too bad. And I started YouTube in 2017, and that kind of got me, I guess, doing the sort of content I was doing. VG at the time when I first started. Pokemon TPCI reached out to me and asked if I'd be interested in joining the broadcasting team because they were expanding, doing more regional events and stuff like that, and I jumped at the opportunity. So yeah, had the interview, went well, and got brought on to do the Birmingham regional in 2018 was my first one. Since then I haven't really looked back. Really, I've been very fortunate that they thought I did a good job, and yeah, I've done loads since then and still going now. So that's how I got into it. So it's probably in a lucky, like in the right place at the right time, I think, with the right experience and playing for so long, you know. And yeah, I was slowly winding down playing as hard as I had done at the time anyway. So I was kind of looking at YouTube as a way for me to still be involved in the community and kind of give a little bit back, make it easy for, or hopefully help newer players that wanted to get involved in the competitive circuit, like, and just make it a bit easier for them and hopefully be helpful. But as a kind of side part of that, got involved with the TPCI as well. So that was really cool. Yeah. Here comes the Gen 6 Plus shiny odds, 4,096. Yeah, here we go. We're past it. We've surpassed it. Yeah, the Gen 6 shiny. Shiny odds, we've passed it. Crazy. Thank you so much, Matt. I really appreciate it. And hopefully, I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season, how it plays out as well. It's been so good this season with the events that I've been able to kind of go to and cover, and the events that I haven't. It's been an exciting season. I'm interested to see where the rules go next though, because we're still kind of waiting to find out what the next rule set's going to be. And I think it's looking likely it's going to be with the restricted included, maybe one restricted to start with, and then they do what they did last year and change the format right after US Nationals, just before Worlds, where it'll go to like full GS Cup, where you get to choose 2 restricteds per team, which would be wild going to Hawaii. And I think no 2012 was Hawaii, wasn't it? So that year was not GS Cup. I was gonna say, I thought every year it's been in Worlds has been in Hawaii, because it was 2010, that was GS Cup. 2012 wasn't though, that was just national decks. They're building a Pokemon theme park. No date has been established, but TPC is partnered with Yomiuri Land to build in Japan. Wow. Can you imagine how amazing that would be? Pokemon World. What rides would they have? Like, I feel like they would need like a Gyarados ride. Like a Gyarados roller coaster ride. What else would you have? Would you have some, like, you'd have some flying rides? What flying Pokemon would you have though? Like a Zapdos, a Char, you'd have to have a Charizard ride. Like their classic takes on all of the standard theme park rides, like your log ride into the water. What could that be though? So you get into a Sudowoodo and you ride that. Did you finish the Netflix Avatar series last night? What a cliffhanger. Mate, did you enjoy it? I thought it was brilliant. I really did. I hope you had a good time watching it, mate. But season 2 and 3 have been confirmed, so I don't know when they'll be dropping, but yeah. You have to do a Steelix Onyx ride. Do you think the long-term plan for competitive regulation if Legends EA doesn't have competitive? It's been a while before Gen 10. I worry about that, AO Geeks. I do. I think, yeah, what is the plan if we don't go to ZA? I do feel like if we see GS Cup this season play out at Worlds, I do wonder where they will go with competitive. If they have to keep it on Scarlet and Violet, it's gonna be a weird time. Like a time that we haven't really seen before, because you can't do GS Cup for the next 2 years. It gets so stale, so who knows where they'll go. I have a really strong feeling that we're going to see it move to ZA, though. I really do. The Dawn Fan spin ride, that would be great. Rayquaza into space, battling Deoxys like a Space Mountain sort of ride. That would be wild. That would be so good. Flying Charizard ride, Gengar's Ghost House. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, the old man. like the old chateau or something like that, and there's like a Rotom TV in there, and you've got like, that'd be so good, wouldn't it? A ride on motorcycle, take it to the next town. Magikarp fishing, Reverie bumper cars. Also, Mighty, how are you doing, mate? 4,000 plus resets, man. I know, mate. I can't believe it. Well, I can. We're here. Longest hunt I've ever done now, officially. That would really suck for Sudowoodo being a rock type. It would, yeah. I'm just trying to think of any other log resembling Pokemon. Sudowoodo is the only one, isn't it? A DLC ride. Reverie bumper cars. Sinistee Cup ride, yes. Okay, we gotta organize. When this park opens, we gotta organize a group trip to Pokemon World. You take 10k collateral and your important Pokemon. Pay to visit the theme park, and then you pay for a DLC pass to visit the other half of the theme park. Yeah, like, you can't go on this ride. It's in Kitakami Land. Have you got a DLC pass? It'd be cool if they went back to Regulation A and just repeated the whole thing, honestly. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the things, like, you could say it wouldn't be a bad idea, you know, because I think one of the things that a lot of players had issue with, we just didn't get long enough in some of these regulations, you know. Like Regulation D was one of my favorites, and I feel like we just didn't get enough time in that regulation, I feel, yeah. And it's the same with A, B, C, with all the changes that we had. Yeah, so maybe we just see some variations on those moves, those formats, which would be kind of nice and refreshing to see as well. You could do like a ban list, just kind of keep updating it every 3 months and keep everything fresh, you know. Wouldn't be a bad idea. It'd be cool if they went back to Regulation A and just repeated that. Any chance ZA Pokemon moves to Scarlet and Violet with a big Pokemon home update to keep VGA updated? Any chance ZA Pokemon? No, I don't think you would ever see it move to like sideways, you know. I think all the Pokemon, especially if the new Pokemon won't move to Scarlet and Violet, I think it would be like Gen 10 before we see them ported onto a new Pokemon game. The reason why I feel like that it could go over, competitive could go over to ZA as well is because of Mega Evolution. And I know that's probably not really a reason at all, but I just feel like the mechanics on there, like the new mechanic will be on there. They might even have terrestrialization like unlocked at the end of the game as well and available to use, so that if they have terrestrialization and Mega in one game, it just feels like more along the lines of one of those super remakes like Auras, like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, where you have like everything all in one, you know. Trevenant and Executor also have trunks. Executor would be cool. Trevenant as well. Trevenant. Yeah, that would be kind of good. Yeah, we could do that. Lapras Lazy River. The Sushi Train with Lickitung. And Tatsugiri. Bibarel for the log ride. Maybe the Beaver connection. Yes, Caleb, I love that. We like the idea of the Haunted Mansion with fairy Pokemon dressed like ghost Pokemon, in the Terra House with Pokemon dressed like fairy Pokemon. That would be very cool. I swear, every time I'm looking at this, it's like Chikorita shiny, and it's definitely not shiny. Okay, the Flabébé disappeared, but I cannot play with my buddy in Pogo now. Anyone know how to fix? Huh, I don't, mate. Someone in chat might, Petro. I'm sorry I can't help with that. As a very casual VGC player, I wish regulations lasted longer. By the time I finally feel good with some teams, it's already on to the next one. Yeah, I think that's the big problem with them. You just don't get enough time to really explore and fully see the format kind of play out, you know, and then take that next turn in development. Yeah, I agree with you a lot with that, Matt. It's they are a bit too short. Merry-go-round with Mudsdale in Rapidash. What's my favorite team I ever built? It has to be my Worlds team from 2014. Yeah, that team was obviously finishing 7th that year. puts a lot of emphasis onto that team being the team. But my nationals team, I think from 2013, I really loved that team so much, where I got 3rd place at UK Nats in 2013. So that was, yeah, that was a real favorite of mine. That was like Tyranitar, Excadrill, Hitmontop, Moongus, then Specs, Choice Specs, Thundurus, Therian, and Choice Scarf, Latios as well. And that would be my lead for a lot of my games, the Latios and the Thundurus. So I'd have the Thundurus, if that hit anything, like I'd normally use it to pivot out because it had Volt Switch, so I could just readjust my board position, and then Scarfed Latios would just ruin stuff. But I really enjoyed that team a lot, especially with the Sand Core in there and with Hitmontop. But that season before Worlds, and I have this big regret about not running this team before Worlds. So that year there was a global challenge before the World Championships that year, and I finished 2nd out of everyone that played in that, in the rankings. And I was testing a team that I was thinking about bringing to Worlds, and I wish I'd brought it to Worlds, and it was based around Thundurus, Therian, and Raikou. And Raikou had Magnet Rise, and then the whole premise was that like Raikou had Hidden Power Ice, and Thundurus had Hidden Power Flying, I think. But the basic idea was you get the Magnet Rise off with the Raikou, so ground type attacks weren't a threat to you. I think Thundurus, Therian had the Hidden Power Ice, so then you could hit the ground types for super effective damage, while the Raikou set that up. And then you discharge spammed between the two of you, and we had like Garchomp in the back, I think, and maybe Mamoswine as well, so we had ways to Disquake with both Pokemon if we needed to. But they essentially, with both of them having Volt Absorb, they healed each other up throughout the battle. It was like, yeah, they had really good EV spreads. I wish I'd used it at the World Championships because it would have done really well against like the big common like Tornadus teams and stuff like that you saw throughout the tournament, doing well at that one. Someone made me a sticker of Charizard that turns into a shiny depending on the angle you look at it. Put it on my laptop. Very nice, mate. That's a cool sticker. I never enjoyed the Agile versus Strong style moves from Arceus. Seems a lot of people did like it though. What do you think that makes for a turn in Zaire? I'm not sure if it does, you know. I think that was like an idea they were going to test. I don't know if we would ever really see play in competitive, to be honest, but it's an interesting way to play. It was probably one of the mechanics I wasn't massively fond of from Pokemon Legends. Like it was a nice mechanic to kind of play around with, but I don't know if I'd ever want to see it in competitive play. It was just, I don't know, it would be like, I wasn't like super convinced about it. It was good for like in-game play, but I don't think for like, if we had like PvP stuff, I don't know if I'd like to see it introduced there. Bidoof Rapids. Brandon, how are you doing, mate? I hope you're well. Bidoof Rapids would be wild. So good. What else could we see? These standard. What would the pirate ship ride be? Have to be oh, what's it called? The like the anchor Pokemon. Why can't I think of its name? Want an SS Anne? Oh, that would be cool, wouldn't it? Cruise line hotel on the dock. That would be very cool. What starter do you want to be shiny? Goggins. I would love it to be shiny Totodile, but at this point I will be happy with any of them. Lucky Song. I know the song came in no shiny. Animal Crossing song. Shiny will appear during the song. Should we rewind it and have another rerun of it? It's like the classic, the everyday classic that we get. Didn't bring us any luck today though. Volt Absorb is so fun to use. Yeah, I loved it. Sojourner. Airy area. I enjoy the agile strong style mechanic, but don't think it'd work in PvP either. Yeah. Delmise, that's it. Delmise. The pirate ship ride with Delmise. You could have like Team Aqua heading it up as well. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, could you imagine like a water park as well? That would be so good, like a water park. You could have like, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with like Typhoon Lagoon and like the huge wave pool they have there. You could like just rip that off and just have like a Kyogre pool, and Kyogre's just firing water spouts out and it's creating these massive big waves. The Lapras Lazy River we had mentioned. Can you play the Giratina theme? Because this is intense. The Giratina theme. Such great music. Oh, come on. Shiny. Appear. Team Plasma Water Park. Team Aqua Walk. Would it not be Team Aqua? Would Team Aqua not be better? I feel like I'm a big Team Aqua fan, so I feel like Team Aqua, yeah. And you could also have Team Magma featuring there as well. You could have like a Groudon, the Magma Cafe. If you could change the shiny colors of one Pokemon, what would it be and why? I would change Tandemaus to be black shiny with white eyes. That would be a good one, Caleb. I like that. One shiny, just one. Okay, there's a few I'd probably like to change. If I could only change one, I think I would obviously want to change Gengar. I think Gengar's is what I would change it to, and I would change Gengar's regular shiny to match Mega Gengar. Would that make Mega Gengar not as like cool? But I don't know. I think that's the one I would change out of all of them. Kyogre, you safe. Oh yeah, Team Plasma's base was guarded by water, of course. Yeah. It would definitely work, wouldn't it? Great idea. We're above odds considering there's 2 games. Yes, Aaron, we are, my friend. Yeah, we are. And well, we kind of are technically as well, because we're checking like 3 at a time. So really based on checking 3 at a time as well. Rather than just one check. We're way over odds with these. LL Rods, everyone have a blessed evening or day. Good luck with your games. Thank you, LL Rods, my friend, and you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Thanks so much for coming by today, and awesome being able to do a bit of this journey with you. I'm sorry we haven't been able to get this shiny. Hopefully we can before we end up today. Allow us to start the playthrough maybe on our next one. But take care of yourself, mate. I'd probably Garchomp. Aaron, Garchomp was one that I was definitely thinking about. Could use a Volcano Bay and have Groudon in it in the Volcano and Kyogre in the wave pool. Guys, I feel like we need to draw up plans for this and send it to the Pokemon theme park and be like, you need to tag this water park on. We got these ideas, right? We changed Dragonite to be a pink shiny versus a dark green. Yeah, it would be more in line with its pre-evolutions, right? Oh, that is G-Max Duraludon drop for a Tower of Terror. Yes, the one unleashed. That would be cool. That'd be so good. That'd be so good. This place sounds like it's going to be amazing. I hope it's something like anything like this. How many days have you been streaming for this shiny Tone? We've been doing quite a few days, to be honest. Let me have a look. I can tell you exactly what we've done. All right, I will go and tell you while we check this next one. So this is for this hunt. We started 2 weeks ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this is our 10th stream just on the starters. 10th, crazy. Can you imagine shiny changing a big of their forms? A bit of their forms or big of their forms? It'd be amazing to be able to change your shiny, customize them. Like what if the shiny Paldean Taurus has its horns made a different way, or Paldean instead of a heart it was a star? That would be kind of cool to actually change the design on them as well. Just to subtly. Yeah, that would be nice. I'd like to see something like that. It could be a lot of hard work for them to implement, wouldn't it? But it would make them a bit more appealing, especially if they're not so different in coloration, right? Instead of the rides, I would like to see the food served at the parks. Yes, 100%. You would definitely get the mochis, wouldn't we? Like the petulant mochis. Would you get peaches? Peaches would be probably the place where they would sell the mochi. Change red eyes to a white shiny instead of dark blue. Yeah, that would be nice, Lisa. What would the burgers be at the place? Because there would definitely be burgers, right? There would definitely be burgers for the international visitors. Oinkalons. Oinkalons burger joint. The Magic Carp Cafe. The Golden Carp. I don't know if they would they have like Pokemon references as food. I feel like they probably wouldn't, would they? I don't know. So video someone made where it shows Dragonite was supposed to be a final evo for Charmander. Charizard was supposed to be the Dragonite. I can't unsee it now. Made so much sense. That's wild, Matt. I've never heard that before. That is crazy. Palafin. Paldean. Palafin. We did get him a ride on motorcycle. We did, yes. We did. How you get shinies for your encounters? This whole game is still 1 in 8,000 odds, right? It is, yes. It is, yeah. We get a free Gyarados. We'll probably end up with 2 starters anyway, just because I think if we get a starter on one of them, we'll continue the other one. Considering with so many resets in now, I feel like we may as well continue the other one while we play through the game on whichever one we get the shiny on. So it would make sense to do that. Have you tried using an action replay? I heard they increased the shiny odds. Roscoe, I haven't. No, maybe I should look into that. Maybe we get an action replay. Give us a little bit of shiny luck. Thanks for the tip. I appreciate it. Maybe did it myself, but I went to Disney as a kid and I fell in love with the Pirates of the Caribbean ride that they based on the movie off of. It was epic. It is very epic, Lumpy. It's a very cool ride. What's the alien ride? I can't remember the alien ride at Disney. What they've got is like where you kind of like walk in and there's like they're doing some teleportation experiment. I can't really remember it. It's like, and they try and teleport you aboard a spaceship, but they teleport this little alien thing and it goes wrong, and then the alien bursts out of the case in the middle of the room where you are, and it's kind of walking around. You can feel it like breathing on your neck and stuff like that. And then one of the engineers, it's trying to fix what's going wrong because the power goes out. You feel like their blood splatter on you, and it's like, I remember being in there as a kid and being absolutely petrified, but it was a very cool experience. Milk Tank Steakhouse, Oinkalong's BBQ. I love it. Oinkalong's BBQ. They'd have to have a game corner as well, wouldn't they? I feel like it would have to. Isn't Slowpoke's tail a delicacy? I think we have to have a restaurant with the Pokemon as food reference. Gentle Slowpoke's tail. And like rockets working inside it is the waiters trying to sell you it. That'd be wild. Yeah. There's so much they could do. Like play on all of these like ideas from the games from the past. Fido Bakery. Is it Katie, the gym leader from that town? The baker? You could have her kind of running the bakery. Any minute now, it's coming, Youngley, I hope so. Electrode and Sudowoodo can be shiny resetted in this game. Yeah, the Electrode's really easy to get. Well, not easy to get, but it's really easy to reset because it's like a runaway method, isn't it? Electrode would probably be quite cool for the team. It's an easy one to do. Miltank milkshake sounds good. Definitely does, doesn't it? We need a Safari Zone themed log ride with the animatronic Pokemon in it. That would be so good, wouldn't it? Like the Jurassic Park one they have at like Universal. Yeah, that'd be so good to get anything like that. Could do VR boxing with Hitmonchan. I feel like we've hyped this up to be like the ultimate theme park out of all theme parks, which it might be. Snorlax's Munchbox. What's the what's it called? The Mochi Mayhem. It's not Mochi Mayhem, it's the game that you play where the berries are on the table. I can't remember it. Where you get the you win the Mochi in Teal Mask. I feel like there was something based around that you could see. What do you think is an underappreciated great shiny from Gen 8 or 9? I personally think Fido line. Fido is really nice shiny. Gen 8 or Gen 9? I really like Orthworm, but I don't know. Does Orthworm get a lot of love? Because I feel like Orthworm's blue is just like, I have said Orthworm a few times. It's like one of my favorite Gen 9 shinies. That blue is just, yeah. It's a bit like how I look at Wurmple. The purple Wurmple is one of my favorite shinies ever. And I just feel like that's a very underappreciated. But I feel like it's not super underappreciated because a lot of people like it. Whack-a-mole with Diglett. That would be what would have to be a given, wouldn't it? We'd have to see that. Whack-a-mole. We need a park staff. I just walk around and say hi. I like shorts. They're comfy and easy to wear. Yeah, like all of these like specific trainers, like your dragon trainer. Oh, it'd be cool if they set it up like gyms. Ogre Ousting, yeah. Ogre Ousting. That could be a ride though, couldn't it? The Ogre Ousting ride. Also need to recreate the island of giant Pokemon from the anime. Yes. Jonathan 4154 is the shiny. Well, mate, I think this is the one. If you are right, we are about to see the shiny show up. Which will it be, if any at all? Let's do them at the same time. No. No. Oh, just the same as usual. Thank you for the guess though, mate. Get another one in. Might be right with you next one, Chad. The Lycanroc blue. Also really nice. Yes, Lycanrocs. Yeah, it's such a nice blue. The Huskers only drink moonshine. No, those. The Hicksters. Going to make a ROM hack called Pokemon what? Pokemon Enforce. When it comes out, can you play it? Brandon, I can't, my friend. I would love to. I can't play it on stream though. But I'd love to give it a go, mate, when you finished it. But I can't play it on anything that I do channel wise. Unfortunately, my friend. I'm not being mean or anything. Being a caster, I have to be careful about what I put out on the channel, as you can imagine. ROM hacks are not looked kindly by Pokemon, which you can kind of understand, but that's not to say that what you end up doing isn't going to be a real work of art. So I would still like to see it when it's finished, mate. Axel, my favorite shiny is Decidueye. Freaking looks like Batman from behind with the cape covering his arms. I love using him and the biomes mind controlling machine. I love that, mate. The synchro machine being put to full use. My Sammy is nearly gone. It's my track. Here comes shiny. Here we go, mate. I was thinking the same myself. How big is this sandwich? Sandwich. Sandwich. How big is the Sammy? It's made with the entire loaf. It's either a huge sandwich or you just like really take your time with it. Shiny Aerodactyl is very nice, Sam. I agree with you, mate. Time for my run. Keep the stream going for another 15 minutes. Yes, Riley, we will for sure. Enjoy the run, mate. Hope it is good and goes nice and easy, my friend. Sandwich. We need the sandwich merch. Dumpy's not replying. He's gone. He's too busy finishing the Sammy off. I don't know if I could ever make a sandwich last 2 hours. I remember when I was in the States, one of the most mind-blowing things that I had happen to me was we were in Washington for Worlds, actually in 2014. And we went to a store, a Safeways store, big supermarket. And remember we were looking for food to eat. And I remember seeing this, it was like a loaf of bread, but it was just like, so the loaf of bread, it was huge. It was like a big bloomer loaf. What I would call a bloomer loaf. Huge. But it was like, a sandwich was like just a loaf of bread with like just the most amount of like hams, salads. And I don't know if you were meant to buy that for yourself. It was like super cheap as well. It was like, I can't remember. It must have only been about $5 for this huge thing. It was like packed full of salad and ham. It looked amazing. I didn't get it obviously because I was like, there's no way I can eat all of that, and there wasn't enough of us even to probably share it with, even if we did do that. But I'm like, do people buy them and just eat them all themselves, or is that like something you buy and share with a bunch of people? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. My mind blown. The biggest sandwich I ever saw in my life. Looked epic. Organic peach moonshine. I'm a huge human. I have huge sandwiches. Is it as big as the one that I've just described, like a bloomer size? When I was little, my mum would make me eat fast at my grandparents' house, but my grandparents would always want me to have a second serving of any meal. So to make both happy, I eat fast and a lot. Winner, winner. Chicken dinner, mate. It sounds, yeah, eating fast. Why did your mum want to make you eat fast? Like, just so you could get out of there quicker? Or my teachers once drove up like a third of the country, about 8 hours, for Macca's cheeseburger. What? Really? No way. Like 8 hours just for a cheeseburger? That's crazy. That is crazy. Must have been a good cheeseburger. 8 hours. That is dedication. Must be like the best cheeseburger ever. I think that would probably be bought to share, cut into smaller sandwiches like the parties, meetings, or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why at the time. I always just was like, wow, people over here have crazy big appetites. Even the sandwiches are huge. Chowing down on this huge sandwich. It did look good though. Good luck to the rest of the stream, mate. It's time for me to go to bed. Zapdos, thank you so much for coming by the stream today. Thank you for the good luck as well. And I'll hopefully catch you on our next run of this. I don't know if we're going to be able to get it today. We'll keep going for a little while. Hopefully we do see something shine. It can only takes one reset for us to do it. But take care of yourself, mate. Rest up good. And thanks again for coming by the stream today. Yeah, my mum wanted me to eat fast to get home quicker. Yeah. Your grandparents are like, you really enjoyed that. Have some more. You're like, no, I just have to eat quick. I'm full. And you have to eat quick again. Mate, it's like a never-ending cycle. But I bet your grandparents' food was pretty good, so you weren't like, it's like just a win, isn't it? Jazzy girl. What is your last message? How far is it up, Jazzy girl? You're making me go way, way up. Can you copy and paste it? I can't even see it. Okay, Jazzy girl, I'm gonna have to request that you copy and paste it. Sorry, I've just went up like a bunch and I can't see it. What's a food that you wish was more popular in the UK? Food food that we can't get in the we're pretty good. We can get like most things in the UK. What would I like to see more of? What do I really love when I'm away to eat? I don't know if there's like specific things. I don't know if I'd want foods that I have when I'm abroad to be like more popular here, because then it wouldn't be as special when I go to these cool places and I have them so much. I guess readily available would be like, yeah, be nicer. I don't know if you could do it though, because I feel like if you like brought stuff to the UK, it would have like a UK spin on it, so it would never be quite like it is when you're in those countries experiencing that food, if that makes sense. Like I can't imagine like when I was in Japan, I was addicted to these matcha. They were like a matcha frappuccino thing from like the coffee shops over there, and they were like the best thing ever, but I can't imagine it tasting the same as it did in Japan as it did here, as much as I would like them to have it over here. I've never seen them over here as well, so I don't know. Yeah, what about you, AO Geeks? What do you think would be the best thing to bring over? I just feel like it would change, so it wouldn't be like the original, so I wouldn't like it as much. If you were to visit your country, what would you recommend to eat like very first thing right after a flight? What would you say is the most delicious food you've ever eaten from there? Wow. I would say in the UK, I think if you've never had a real good carvery, which is like a roast dinner, but a carvery from somewhere really good, like you have to go, I feel like you have to go to a really nice, like almost not like a pub, but like more of a, I don't know. I feel like you need to be more in the countryside, which isn't always true necessarily, because there was some great places up in Bristol where you could go for like really good carvery foods, which is like a roast dinner. That would be my thing that I would say it's like to try if you're coming over, just to experience it. Fish and chips as well. I think it's like a classic, but I think you've got to go to the right place, because some places do absolutely terrible fish and chips, and just like, I wouldn't even call it fish and chips because it's absolutely terrible. I mean, I was quite lucky. I grew up on the northeast coast, so I mean, I feel like personally we have some of the best fish and chip places that you can have, because you're like on the coast, right? So that would be somewhere I would say, but I don't know if I like. And like in London, I never had any good fish and chips ever, and I think that's probably like the places. There's probably places that have good fish and chips, but I just never had good fish and chips. They're real hit or miss. There's some nice places down where we live now. Don't say Toby Carvery. Good old classic Toby's. Rich Whitley Bay for sure. I tell you where the best fish and chip place I've ever had is a little place in Amble. They do amazing fish and chips, but it's a bit of a trek from the airport just to Amble, and there's not much else there either. But yeah, I would say that. But a carvery definitely would be one of the things I would say. Really authentic Mexican would be nice. Yeah, authentic Mexican would be good. I just feel like the meat wouldn't be as good as it is when you're over there. I don't know. I'm crazy busy with work, not able to catch your streams lately. Can't believe you're still going with the resets. Reckon you'll be there before EOC. Might be touch and go at this point. Spencer, how are you doing, mate? Great to see you. I hope you've been keeping well despite how busy work has been, mate. But awesome to see you, my friend. And I hope work settles down a little bit. But hopefully before EUIC we get these shinies. I'm hoping, mate. Sergio Dillard, I didn't know about carveries. Just Google a picture of that and I'm astounded at how good that looks. Thanks for that. You got to get it, like if you get a good carvery as well, like you can get, oh, there's a place near us which is amazing. They do like all the produce is sourced locally, so it's all local. Like say if you wanted the beef, it's all from around here. The pork as well. I think they do chicken, and then they'll always do like a vegetarian, like a nut roast or something alongside it. So you've got like all the options there. depending on what your dietary requirements are. But yes, like the best. It's the best. It's classically a Sunday. It's a Sunday lunch food, but it's the best. It's such good roast potatoes, vegetables, bit of like nicely done meat. Can't go wrong with it. It's like one of my favorite things. I like absolutely love a roast dinner. Everything that you need, just tasty as well. I'm surprised we've never seen anyone in the UK be like, yeah, you can do the roast dinner diet. You know, you get all these like fad diets out there. People are like, just eat this, just eat this. I feel like the roast dinner diet would be a good one because it feels like it's got like all your veg there. It's all good food. Yeah, I don't know. Yes, Sergio. Just catering for the others. I'm working in Crammy after next week. Maybe I should keep heading north to Amble. Rich. Yeah, it's not too far from Cramlington, mate. And to be fair, I reckon most places up in the northeast have like pretty good fish and chips. I tell you where else as well. Sea Houses has some really good fish and chips up in Sea Houses. Yeah. Do it, Rich. Get yourself to Amble. It's a tiny little chippy if it's still there as well. It probably will be. But they used to get you fish and chips, and they'd wrap it up in newspaper for you, so you get it in a newspaper and you get it. Oh, amazing. Such good memories of it when you were a kid. Gustav still on the grind. Hope it shows today. Hopefully, my friend. Hopefully it does. But the grind is real. But I tell you what, chat. This stream has been so much fun today. We've had it all. We've had ghost stories. We've had drunk stories, wine stories. And now we're talking about carveries, Pokemon World, and fish and chips. I mean, it couldn't have been any better. So I just thanks for coming out and making it such a great one today, as always. But it's been a blast. I'm just astounded we still haven't got the shiny, but we will come back to it tomorrow. Let's see, what should we take it to? 4,200 today, I think, and we'll wrap up from there. My great auntie and uncle owned a B&B in Sea Houses. Love it there. Phoenix. Oh, mate, it's one of my favorite places. I love Sea Houses. Great place. Now, I got so many memories as a kid going up there, and the amusements that they had, like the, I guess, arcades, you know, with all of the slot machines and stuff that you could play when you were a kid. So much fun. And yeah, the fish and chips up there was always amazing. My great aunt lived in Sea Houses, and like their family was all from Sea Houses. Granddad had a fish and chip shop on the headland in Hartlepool. Wow. I'm quite particular. Has to be really up to scratch. Yes, mate. You've got the standard, has to be hit. Mate, I tell you, when I first went to uni in High Wycombe, I had fish and chips there once, and I was just like, what is this? This is like I could not believe what had been served. I was like, you can't call this fish and chips. It was terrible, mate. We have some brilliant fish and chips my way in the corner of Norfolk. Yeah, I imagine that down there as well you get some really nice chippies. I feel like I'm a bit of a, like, I shouldn't be so snobby with it. I've just had some absolute turgid fish and chips sometimes, and I just feel like, you know, when you get visitors coming over to the UK and you're like, oh yeah, they definitely want to try fish and chips, it's like if you go to a bad one, you'll be like, that's like, I just feel like, nah. There needs to be like a way to make sure everywhere serves good. But I guess you would probably go online before you went somewhere. If you came over, you went, you know. In the Midwest USA, we don't have fish and chips, but we do have fried catfish coleslaw. Never had catfish. Fried catfish. I would definitely be up for trying it. Sounds great. Coleslaw is one of my favorite things as well. American slaw. Have you ever had tried fried catfish? I haven't. I've seen people like catching them though. It's wild how they're caught. Like pulling them out and like have them hooked around their gill. It's like super wild. I can't even imagine what catfish would taste like. Chippies, huh? I learned 2 things today. Carveries and chippies. Chippies are the best. Mate, you could like, I don't know if anyone else that used to go to the chippy when they were younger, but I used to have some right concoctions and stuff. So my favorite thing from a chip shop would have been the chip shop that I used to go to sometimes from school on a lunchtime. So you go and they would serve you a cone, like it would be a paper cone. At the bottom of the cone, they would have like a bap, so a bun, a big bun, and they would split it in half. And they would put it at the bottom of this cone, and then on top of the cone, so it'd be a paper cone, and then the bread inside at the bottom, and then they would fill that with chips, right? So they'd fill it, all the chips would be on top of this bun, and it'd be a buttered bun as well. And then on top of that, you'd have like gravy on your chips, or you'd have like curry sauce on your chips over the top of it, and a bit of like tomato sauce on top of that. And then you would like eat down through the cone to the bottom where you got to the bread bun, and it would be full of chips still, and then you take the bread bun out and it'd be like all soggy with gravy and just full of chips, and it was like, oh, it's the best. Might sound really gross, but it was like, it was pretty epic. Yeah. And yeah, chips with gravy on it. Yeah. Do you use malt vinegar? Started to love it as an adult. Yeah, malt vinegar, yeah. Fish and chips always have salt and vinegar on it. It's always malt vinegar, yeah, normally, in a proper chippy. Catfish, if done right, is fire. Called noodling. That's what it's called, yeah, noodling, yeah. If you have catfish, you have to marinate them in buttermilk, otherwise they can be a little gamey and mineral tasting. So I guess most fish, right? Like trout tastes a bit like that. So if a fish and chip van come around on a Monday night at 7:30, it was a brilliant way to start the week as a kid. A fish and chip van, James. Mate, luxury. Fish and chip van. That's amazing. Chip buddy splash, mate. And then you used to get like the I don't know what anyone like, bits of batter, the scrapings, you kind of call them. They used to like keep the bits of batter that they'd clean out of the fryer, and they'd be like just the loose bits that had come off the battered fish and stuff, and they used to have like a pile of it, and you used to ask for like, could I have like some of that on the top of my chips, so you'd get that on there as well. Yeah, just eating like just pure batter, fried batter. I'd never hit on any meal. That cone with the gravy bread sounds amazing. I'd love to try it. It's an experience. I don't know if they do it anymore. They must do. But yeah, tried Jojo batter. It was pretty good with potato wedges. Nice. Catfish, not cleaned and prepared well, tastes like mud. Ugh. 3.31k in 15 minutes. Riley, great job, especially with how you're feeling, mate. Good to have the streams to listen to while I run. Now, discussion about chippies and catfish. All this good food is making me hungry. Used to stop around the neighboring villages. Scraps. Bro, the con sounds epic. It was epic. And curry sauce, I still love curries. I don't know, like chip shop curry sauce is like one of my favorite things. I don't even know what it is. It's just curry sauce. You just have it on the top of your chips. And then I always put, I'm gross. I am gross with it though, because I don't just have curry sauce. I have to have curry sauce on my chips. And then I also put like ketchup on the top of that as well. Like mushy peas. And one of the best things I've ever had, there was a great chippy in Bristol actually. It was amazing. It was called Crispins. Such a good chippy. And they used to do this thing, what was it? A mushy pea fritter. So it was like, I don't know if any of you had like mushy peas. I think mushy peas are like a classic chip shop thing. They're like, it just looks like green mush, right? But their peas all like mushed up, but it's weird. It's not like you can make them at home. I don't know how they do it, weirdly. Because if you just mush peas with like a masher or something, they never look like what they do in the chippy. But they get these mushy peas and then they batter them and then they make like a square. So it's like a battered square and like inside is just mushy peas. Ah, it's one of the best things. Yeah. So that and curry sauce. Super, super, super epic. Yeah, and this chippy up in Bristol used to do like a meal deal for like, what was it, like £3 or something? So you get like pea fritter and chips with curry sauce, and then you get like a can of Coke or something like that with it as well. Sometimes in my old job, we used to do that on a lunchtime and get like that on like a Friday. Sometimes if there's like a Thursday or something, if everyone was in. Sammy, number 3 time. Just woke up. Fio Coco Frontier Gaming. How are we doing today? I hope you're well, my friend, and having a great day yourself. Thanks for hopping in and joining the stream. I said get to... Okay, let's take it up. Let's do... what we're going to do. Another... Let's take it to 14,015. And then we'll call it a day there, friends. It's a lot of resets today. Well, I mean, it's not like a terrible, crazy amount, but we've done a fair few, and still no luck either with the shiny. I can't believe it, friends. We still haven't seen it shine. We'll be back tomorrow with this hunt though, so hopefully, hopefully we see it shine this week. We got to see it shine this week. We have to. And if not, we have to just do a 24-hour, I think, on Monday, 24-hour stream Monday. If we don't get it this week, and just to continually do it until we see the shiny pop up. Okay, let's go to 4215 today and then call it there. But that takes us to over 8,000. Yeah, that takes us over full odds as well between the two of them, which is crazy. Even though we're past odds with the technicalities and stuff that we've seen so far. But let's see. Can these last few take us to where we need to get to? Thank you so much as well to everyone for coming by the stream today, for all of the likes. 177 likes. Thank you so much. Big shout out to Zach and to Matt as well for the generous gifted memberships that we had earlier on, and for all the super chat as well that we had in particular earlier in the stream from let me go down to Luna as well for that as well in today's. So thank you so much everyone for all the support we've had today, and making this stream so enjoyable. I've had such a blast with you all today. It's been amazing. Do RNG stuff tomorrow, Jazzy girl. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna do any RNG manip with this. We're gonna keep with it. We're gonna stick with the actual hunt and get the shiny the authentic way. We've come so far with it. It feels just like a bit like giving in now after we've done so many. Just feels like it's not the way to go. It would be wild if after all these resets you got a shiny on each game at the same time. Jeff, could you imagine us doing that? That would be absolutely wild. As long as it wasn't the same shiny, I'd be like, that would be such a moment. Riley, thanks for coming by, mate, as well as everyone else. Thank you so much for coming by. This is shiny week this week, so we have to see it shine. Hopefully more luck tomorrow, mate. Hopefully, mate. I hope so. But again, just thanks so much to everyone for coming by the stream today and joining along in this adventure. We will get it at some point, but we've seen over 25,000 starters in this hunt already, and that'll be stream number 11 tomorrow, which is crazy that we're going to be doing that. I will try and stream later if I can. I can't guarantee that I'll be able to, because it might be a bit late when I get finished later on today, but if I am able to, I will put a stream up, and we'll continue with the Deoxys hunt tonight. So what is that terrible jacket, Lady Grace? What are you talking about? The lovely jacket, Grace, especially with this beautiful logo on it right here. This beautiful logo. you know it's the best jacket ever. We'll get it this week for sure. Def broken a record on the resets. I think this has definitely officially become my longest hunt ever. Great, determined, you're unstoppable. Thank you, Sergio. You're too kind, mate. You are too kind. Right, we got this one. No shiny here. Can it be the last reset of the day? Hopefully it is. This is your longest hunt. It is, mate. Yeah, most resets. If you combine the two together, most resets I've ever done on anything. Just crazy. Tone G, Arsenal, Lagunas. Hey, they're flying high at the minute, mate. Gonna have a good end to the season, hopefully. Hopefully see some silverware this year. I think it's more than deserved. Whether that be the Champions League or the Premier League. Premier League looks a little bit, maybe slipping away, but you're coming into some good form, so you never know, right? Right, this is the last one. Got the reset in 2 3DS for a shiny Celebi. The Crucible's rough, man. This takes the cake by far. I know, mate. Oh! I purposely got the second one for this hunt as well, just to cut down on the time, because I was like, it'll make it so much quicker. Checking 6 at a time rather than 3. We're bound to get it in like a couple of streams, right? I think we're nearly 30 hours into this hunt. Probably more than that now. Right, no shiny there, friends. No shiny on that last one, but we'll sign off on a good note. It's been an awesome stream. Thank you so much again, friends, for coming by, supporting the stream. It's been an absolutely brilliant one today. And like I say, we'll be back tomorrow. Same sort of time tomorrow to kick off. Maybe a little bit earlier tomorrow, actually. So if you're around a little bit earlier, we'll kick off earlier and get going on these resets, and hopefully one of them will shine tomorrow. Maybe Thursday is the day for it. If not, we'll be back on Friday with it as well. So as always, you guys are the best, so thank you so much for all the support and everything for the stream. Been subscribed for a while, but mostly a lurker on the streams. Just want to thank you for all the amazing streams and content. I'm pretty sure you will get the shiny starter soon. Mark Moore, thank you so much for the kind message, mate, and thanks for joining and supporting the streams. Really great to have you in the journey along with us as well. And Timothy, Lumpy, Axel, The One Unleashed, Sergio, Brian, everyone else, thank you so much. And Danny, everyone else, thank you so much for coming by. I'm going to sign off there, not drag it on. Have a great rest of your day, friends. Whatever you're up to, more important than anything now, take care of yourselves and enjoy the rest of your day. And I will see you hopefully all tomorrow, maybe later, but probably more than likely tomorrow. So take care, friends. Bye bye.